Yesterday a new game, which is basically a simulation where we have a group of resistance members and we want to fight in Berlin 1933 against the regime, the totalitarian regime of Adolf Hitler. A very big task, and we got yesterday already as far as chapter 2, and that is where we continue exactly now. So, yeah, these are the news for today. Whatever the day is, 14th of June 1936. It seems as the timeline is quite accurate with all the things that are going on here. So basically, attempts on strikes. Germany was learned to get by with little. New Navy ship, training sailing ship. Yeah, all these are accurate, it seems. And yeah, that is what is guiding us in. No, you're green. Thank you. It was Twitch. I'm sorry. This is what is guiding us on our missions. Let's see. We are here now. No news. Hedwig is part of our team. That is us. You. Yes, we are teacher. Whatever her name was. I forgot. Then this is Charlotte. This is Guido. And this is... Who are you? Volker. Yes, you are cool. Because you are the strong one. Wow. He's a bear. He can... go anywhere. Do we have anyone who needs... Oh, yes, we do. Who needs to go into hiding? Because hiding helps us to get these red dots down. I think I take the risk of having Charlotte for a little bit longer, and I put Monica there. It costs 30 monies, and we have 24 left after that. So, yeah, Monica needs to go there, because we cannot afford to have her arrested. She needs to go there. Do we have anyone arrested now? No, we don't, because they let her out. Yes, they did not have any thing against her. No whatsoever evidence. Talk to Christian community. Convince boys not to join. Buy medicine. These are green. These are low risk. Sorry, very low risk. These are medium risk. Medium? I thought it was low. Yeah, some are low, some are medium, and these are ones, they are extreme risk. We do not want to take any extreme risk at the moment, except maybe with Guido. Maybe shouldn't, because there's enough in green what we need to do. Which means talk to workers. We have 4 people now. What can you do? You are high in empathy, and you have secrecy and propaganda. You should talk to people, I think. Seamstress, kindergartner, packer, and worker. Yes. Let's see. Can we make money anywhere? By paper. We need to make money. That's a fact. This is low risk, but someone needs to go there. We need someone with a lot of heart and some propaganda. Which would be then... Charlotte. Oh, no. What about Hedwig? Can we send her? Yes, but she will not be very successful. How much more successful is Charlotte? She's very successful. But it's a lot of a risk because she will be arrested after this. So no, I'm not doing that. I send Hedwig. Talk to workers. That is something for Charlotte. Go. Okay, then we have Volker, who's strong, who is very secretive. That is already good. Strong and secretive. Where can we use him? Let's see. There are many things where we can use him, but... Strong and secretive. Where are you? Visit a museum. No, that's for all. Collect donations. Well, someone needs to do that, I think. Collect donations wedding. Collect donations Spandau. Spandau and Wedding, they are basically suburbs of or parts of Berlin. Steel explosives. But then we need 2 people. What happens if we send Volker there and Guido? Oh, high risk, but not rewards. So perfect. So let's not do that. Buy medicine. Talk to the Christian community. Convince boys. Buy paint. Someone could buy paint. How much paint do we have? 3 buckets. That's cool. Write slogans on the wall. I don't know where I put them now. I'm not confused by that, but challenged. He's very literate. Literate. What are you? Extreme the risk. Oh, there are so many members required. Still SA uniform, but also needs 2 people. Missing. Ah, we need to open something before that. Let's check what. This one. We need 40 money for that. Yeah, so we need money. That's a fact. Someone needs to make money now. You go and collect money there. No, you don't. You go. Also not better. Ah, this is stupid. Really stupid, but we need to make money. Someone has to go there. Current level of preparation. Collect donations. Can you take... Does this help anything? Not really. What about intel? Not helping. What about bicycle? Okay, takes the risk a little bit down, but does not tell that it's better. Harmful? What are these? Okay, I haven't seen those until now, so no, nobody. What about here? Nope. Also nope. Not helping. How else can we make money? Maybe we do not need money then. Maybe we need to talk. Also not good. They're better with anything else but talking. But we need talkers now. Buy medicine. Oh, go there then. Also not good. Aha, he can go. Cool, go. Buy some medicine. And what do we do with you? Art and propaganda. You're not good with that. Security and propaganda. Maybe you can go there. Also not good. I don't know what to do with you, my friend. Very high risk. But he needs money. Wow. Gain access to factory. Costs 40 money, which we don't have. Damn it. And leaflets. Cost 6 paper. We don't have that. Buy medicine. We have someone there already. What are you? Go dancing. Costs 30, which we don't have. Someone needs to collect donations. Go. I don't care. Take the bicycle with you. Hey, I said take the bicycle. Thank you. Good. Yeah. Let's just go with this. Morale sucks. No can do. We lost 2 supporters. Yes, we are down to 39. We were at 50 already, or 60 nearly. Or was that in the first period? I don't remember. But they donated 12 marks, which is good. How's this going? Hedwig Maus. She got a good amount of money. 11. Very good. Monica's out of hiding, finally. Then we have... Wait, let me close this. Very annoying. Go away. So, then we have here the medicine and she got 7 new supporters, which is good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Just hide. Just hide. Let's see what happens. He still got some money, but he had to hide. Okay. So, morale in total +2 and the supporters +5. That is a good amount. That is a very good amount. Himmler, Chief of German Police. Scary. 23 anti-fascist sentence prison. Of course. And get your ticket for the Summer Games now. And the Olympic Games are coming up. And, yeah, Hitler wants to use that as front for his propaganda. Volker Vries pulls me aside during our meeting and lowers his voice. Listen, I think we have a snitch in the group. A snitch in the group? Who? He looks over his shoulder. It's Charlotte. Just look at her. She even looks suspicious. Again, someone says she's suspicious. Why do you suspect her? Volker's eyes widen. Isn't she the one with relatives who are members of the Nazi party? And didn't she miss the last 2 meetings? I'm telling you, we are in danger here. should kick her out, I think. I've never done that before. But she does her job. Let's kick her out nevertheless. Charlotte is very shocked when I ask her to leave the group. It's the second one already, because she was first who expected her, and now he expects her, so I've had enough. Charlotte is very shocked when I ask her to leave the group, but she leaves without making a fuss. Okay. Morale -5. Volker +10. Okay, now everyone is good. Let's see if we can get another member. Yes, we can. Who do we need here? Someone who's secretive and a big heart. That's you. Definitely you. What about you? Not so good. What about you? Also not good. And you? Also not good. Yes, you have to go. Go. So, what else can we do? Here's a card game. Bringing intel to the Secret Service. Required members 2 to 3. We can't afford it. How much money do we have? 21. That's not enough. We need to make money now. A lot of money. So, which means that here propaganda and heart. Which means that is you. Go. Then we have these two again. Well, this is now low risk. You go again. Or should he do it? He's better. What do I do with you? Talk to workers. Talk to Christian community. I mean, he's not good with anything of those, but buy paper. Or buy medicine. You can buy medicine. He's not very good with that. We need paper. That's more important. Send him to get paper. Give him a bicycle. Alright. For 20 marks. Sure. 20 of 21. Gains 1 paper. 1 stack of paper only. Morale +2. We need to do this. Okay. Let's call it. We need the morale up by a lot. We lost 2 supporters. 2 supporters, yes. We got 13 marks out of the group. And at the same time, we got 1 stack of paper, which is good. Very good. He did the job. How much money? Wow, look at this. 18. Monica, very good. You have found 3 possible supporters. Let's check. Oh, very literate. That's good. Literate and propaganda. Who are you? You are an engineer. Freelancer, yes. Christian liberal. You're not very secretive. That sucks. We don't need anyone with strength anymore, so that does not matter. But literacy and propaganda is very good. We need that. A big heart would be better, but it's either him or him, I think. Which means that there's basically no difference between any of those. We have a doctor here, and we have an engineer. I think I go with the engineer. I hope I will not regret it. Let's see. Uh-oh. There's again someone. Hi, that's not worth it. Let's see. Has been seen. Okay, 6 money. Morale -2 and supporters -2. So, Opel fire striking workers. Yeah. Car manufacturer, for everyone who doesn't know it. Belongs nowadays to Renault, if I think correctly. Or is it... No, it's not Renault anymore. It's Stellantis, if I remember correctly, the name of the company nowadays. Gestapo has 800 anti-fascists. Okay, and Gründgens marries Hoppe. Oh, he's an actor. An actress. Okay, cool. So, Guido Newberg is angry with me at our meeting. I can't believe you. You go and throw out our valued member because Volker Fries asked you to? We can't be too careful. I kicked Charlotte out to protect us all. Volker's been paranoid and you know it. If you always follow his advice, the group will dissolve. You are our leader. We expect you to take responsibility. I did. You have to understand your teammate's weakness. You're right, I'm the leader. I'll do what I must to protect the group, I say. Wow. Morale minus 10 again. Oh my. We're on the edge of falling apart. We are really on the edge of falling apart. We need something that boosts the morale. We need a lot of that. You go there. Well. I mean, yes, I thought twice if I should fire her. I did not want to fire her, but I fired her. Going there to collect stuff is not so good, but okay, better than nothing. Then we have two more things. Someone with heart and propaganda. It could be the new guy. Go. What is with you? Secrecy and propaganda. You go. Wow. It's harmful. Unstable. Seems okay for the moment, but for how long? I don't know. Take the bicycle with you. Try it. And you? What do you do? No, wait, you. He's literate. What do we need literacy? Collect donations somewhere. It's either this one or this one. Go here. Not good, but okay. Confirm. Let's see what happens. Wow. So we lost two supporters again. 42 we are now. We got 30 marks from them, which is okay. Alright, let's see. Roman Muller, he meets with them. We got 5 more supporters. Alright. You are out of firing now, which is good. Let me get some more money, hopefully. Uh-oh. Enforce it. We need the money. Wow, 18. Pays back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Enforce it. Let's try. 1. I don't know what this is. Don't seem to be interested. They're too excited about the Führer. But he has been seen. Alright, so that was not a good task. Every mouse gets also a good amount of money. 16. The morale of the group is very low, and so is your own. Some members openly discuss giving up, just hoping for the best. You don't dare saying it out loud, but you are thinking about it too. New dangers and terrors every week. Life or death decisions. It's tempting to just leave it all behind. That is true. Minus 10. And minus 2 here. Plus 3 supporters. We should go dancing this week. Hindenburg breaches New York in record-breaking time. Conference in Geneva decides on refugees from Germany and more tourists than ever. 35% more foreign tourists come to Germany. That sounds quite interesting. During our meeting, Hedwig Maus is angry after having dinner with her parents. They had a friend over who's a member of the Nazi party. What did he say? This bastard was actually angry that the regime had toned things down. He was upset that they tore down the anti-Semitic posters. He said the party is embarrassed, but they should get back to what they were doing, making Germany great again. It's all around us. Let's all remember, things may seem better now, but the real threat is lurking just beneath the surface, waiting to come back, I say. That is true. And we need to go dancing this week. We have not even a chance otherwise. Cost 30 or 55, and morale goes up by 50. Do it. Cool. Yes, we need to call it here. What is this? This is a museum. No, let's go dancing. Dancing is nice. We lost 2 supporters. We got 14 marks, which is good. Uh-oh. It has been a long time since we met outside of our secret meetings or during missions. Everyone brought their loved ones. For one night we avoid topics that are dominating our daily lives so much, and on every other day. Well, let's enjoy the event. Do you remember when it was when it was like this all the time? Do you think it will ever be better again? Asked Hedwig Maus. I barely remember, and I have hope. But I used to be. I barely remember how it used to be, but I'm sure it will be better again one day. I understand, says Hedwig. Then we should celebrate the now as if there was no tomorrow. And on that day, we did. Exactly. So, let's see. Morale plus 50. Oh yeah, morale is up. And we lost 2 supporters. So, friendship agreement with Austria. Jews not allowed to become soldiers. And new airport in Frankfurt. Interesting. Hedwig Maus is talking about watching the game in tonight's meeting. The game, sorry. I feel conflicted. On one hand, I feel a sense of pride. I mean, I want our athletes to do well and to win gold. And we really are competing so well. I'm excited for our athletes too. But when the regime uses the victories of our athletes to prop up their narrative of the superiority of the Aryan race, it just poisons the whole thing, I say. Hedwig nods. They use national pride to define what they are against. Let's do this. Yes, I say. And end of scene. Okay, so I think we are good for missions now. Morale is up a lot. Oh yes, Guido needs to go here. Go there. Definitely. Then we need money. We need a lot of money. Which means everyone who can needs to go and check for money. Who goes here? You maybe? No. And you go. Better. Go. Money. More money. Here's money. That will be you. Confirm. Then, wait a sec. Where are you now? What's this? Cancel. Ah. I think I put it somewhere to get money. Ah, here. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Heart and propaganda. No heart or secrecy. Wait a sec, let me check. Maybe there's a better person. You. Oh, better. Okay, decent. Because you, with your secrecy and and heart, you can do better. What else can we do? We can steal explosives. Write slogans on the wall. Ah. What are you? Part of propaganda. Maybe you? Not so good. What about you? You suckin'. Doesn't matter. Okay, you go. And you collect the money here, please. Confirm. We have 5 weeks left, it seems. So yeah, a lot to do in that time. Let's go. Lost 2 supporters again, but we got 13 marks, which is okay. Let's see. Among the workers in Kreuzberg to ask for additional donations. 30 marks, okay. What's here? Work of Ries meets with co-workers. 4 supporters, that's not much. Uh-oh. It's 27. And someone's out of fighting again. You. Very good. Then some more money, hopefully. 15. Okay, better than nothing. Plus 3 morale, plus 2 supporters. That is good. So, Spain, uprising of the military, Big Germany exhibition opened, and the Olympic World Broadcaster starts work. That is what happens. Towards the end of our meeting, Guido Newberg tells us about an encounter with tourists in the city. So there were 2 ladies from England admiring the Berlin Dome, and I was close enough to overhear them. Did I say anything about the Nazis? Hang on. That's what I'm getting to. Guido takes a deep breath. So they're saying, oh, everything is so lovely, and we've heard all these terrible things about persecution and killing Jews. Clearly none of it is true. That's so frustrating. Oh, believe me, I almost jumped in right there and then set the record straight. But I could see there was a policeman nearby. It wasn't worth the risk. I walked away. Yeah, it's best to let it go. We don't want the police to know who you are, I say. That is true. So let's see. Oh, this one's red already. Read with foreign journalist. With intel. It's dangerous already. Red herrings. Strength and literacy. I think we have just the right guy for this. No, we don't. You? Also no. Ah, sucks to be you then. Okay. Is it a museum? Let's see. Collect donations. Someone needs to do this. You. Go. Does someone need to be in hiding? Not now. What do you buy medicine? Strength and literacy. What about you? No. You. Also no. Ah. Alright. We should write slogans. Secrecy and... Oh, a top secret person goes away. What about you? Sucks. You. Also not better. Buy paper. Someone could buy paper. You. Observe SA activities. Plus 40 marks. How much do we have? We have 77. Oh, that's cool. Does anyone need to go in hiding? I think not anymore. How much paint do we have? 3. We should do this. Secrecy and propaganda. You too, but the risk is high. Too high. Don't do it. Buy paint. Someone can buy paint. You suck at that. What about you? Also no. Art and literacy. Also not good. My medicine. Should take some middle risk now already. Observe the activities. Yes, let's go there. Secrecy and heart would be you. I want to send her there. Where have I sent her now? I don't remember. Taking some money from somewhere. What's that here? Yeah, you come back. Okay. 3 members required. But it's extreme risk already. Oh well. Oh well. Bring intel to the Secret Service. Secrecy and literacy. Ah. You are secret? You are literate. Big risk, not so much reward. Sadly. Observe the SA activity. Secret art. That's you. What if you have the bicycle? Better. Go. Get some intel then. Spread leaflets. Accuracy and propaganda. You. Oh, not good. What about you then? Also not good. You? Also not good. There's so many leaflets now. No, we don't have any. Oh, we have 3. Okay, go. How many do we need here? Plus 3? Do we need more? I don't know. We need 2 guys for that. It's too much of a risk. Too much of a risk. So no, don't do it. Much of a risk. Buy intel. What? Money. Bring intel to the Secret Service. Yes, we could do this. With 3 intel. Accuracy and literacy. You. And second member. You. Oh, high risk. Don't have anyone for this. Stupid. Stupid case. Ah. We also need to make some money. You? Not so good. You? Also sucks even more. You go there. Where else can we make money? The red areas seem to be already quite dangerous. Back. Here's some some good money making. Oh, he can't go there. Why? Let's see. Where does he go to make money? I forgot. Not here. Here. Come back. We need you here. Ah, he's still collecting money. Where? Oh, he's not collecting money anymore. You go here. Confirm. Here's a dangerous place. Who's our lowest? Monica and Volker. You suck at that. You're better. Go. So what can these two do? We have our muscle guy and we have our literate guy. Do we need any more paint? I think not. Not at the moment, at least. We'll paint something. Paint slogans on the wall or something. Oh, it sucks. They're better at that. Silas A uniform. Extreme risk. Don't want to do that. Buy medicine. Visit a museum. Okay, buy paint and buy... I think we buy for the last time some stuff here. Yeah, let's do it. That's good. Yes. So, we lost 2 supporters again. We got 40 marks out of the rest of them. Let's see. Cool. We got 2. Paint. Okay, she learned some stuff. Very good. So we have intel. Morale +5. I like it. Wait to meet with the doctor. He got medicine. Uh-oh. Enforce it. We need the money. And this leaves. Successful. Wow, 22 money. I like it. And here, how much money do we get? 12. Okay, better than nothing. Morale goes up, supporters go down. Happens. So, Germany offers help to Franco Puches. Franco in Spain, yes. And Spain, government of the Republic resigns. And in Moscow calls on Spanish people to arm themselves. Okay. Sorry I'm late again, says Volker Fries as he arrives at tonight's meeting. I could hardly get onto a train. They are so crowded. It's difficult for me too. I'm having a hard time getting around town as well, I say. There are tourists everywhere. Today I read in the paper that the Berlin's metro system has served 62 million people in 20 days, says Hedwig Maus. Can you imagine that? If we'd spread leaflets at one of the central stations, we would reach a lot of people at once, says Volker. We have to take advantage of that. Sounds like an opportunity for us to pull back the curtain and show our outsiders what is really going on, I say. Let's do it. Leaflets without messages left at places. We could do that. But it's extreme risk. High risk. Some secret person needs to do that. Ah. What about missing stack of leaflets? We don't have them anymore. Damn it. Someone needs to produce leaflets. Ah. Can only spread them now. Sadly. What do we have? We don't have any leaflets. Oh, we have 3 stacks. Eh? Why can't I bring them then? Meet with the journalist. Extreme risk. Do we need secrecy and literacy? Can you do that? Oh, but extreme risk. It's a high danger. High base danger. Definitely not. We need to spread the information though. This is not risk, so someone could go and make money. That's a fact. Art and propaganda. Let's see. What about you? You are good with that. Go. Speaking with people. You do that? Okay, you go. We need supporters. Then, steal a uniform. Extreme risk. Huh. How about you? And you? Wow, the risk is nearly out of this world. And gaining it is not guaranteed, so yeah. What about here? Spread leaflets. Some secrecy and some propaganda. You suck. You suck. What about you? Ah, you are already busy. You are the last one. Also suck. No. What can they do? I'll get some money. We can always do that. 55 marks. 3 more weeks. Roman should go into hiding soon. Monica could also do something very, very risky and stupid. You can buy some stuff. You? Wait. You? Yes, you can buy some stuff. Very good. Go buy medicine. Can anyone buy paint? You suck at that. We're better than that. Go. And... free money. For the last guy. Yes, go. Very good. That's it. Yeah, we go to the execution phase. We lost 2 supporters again. We are still at 33. Not so bad. But donations down to 13. Let's see. We got some paint. Okay, we have 1 paint. Then, money. Whoa, look at this. 70 money. Very good. For medicines now, I think. Enforce it. Alright. Been seen though. Let's see what he comes up with. 6 more supporters. That's good. And money. 16. That's good. It's very good. Huh. What happens now? Something. In front of the Berlin Zoologische Garten train station, flags from all over the world flutter in the mild wind. I wait for my guest, holding a sign that says Thomas Fox. My guest is late. Should I just leave? Wait. Just as I'm about to give up, a man comes towards me, accompanied by 2 boys wearing the white uniforms of the Olympic Honor Service. I recognize him as the journalist from the Hindenburg. He shakes my hand and smiles. Hello, I'm Thomas Fox. We met on the Hindenburg, remember? Of course, he says. He turns to the boys. Thank you very much. Gives each of them 1 mark. They thank him in decent English and leave. Good to see you. It's good to see you too. Really nice of you to pick me up, although I told Falk that it wasn't really necessary. I know Berlin really well. After a stop at Tom's hotel to drop off his luggage, we head straight to the Olympic Stadium. It's an impressive sight. The Olympic Stadium is covered in banners. Thousands of people are queuing up at the main entrance, at the many entrances that lead inside. Loudspeakers set up under every tree play music and blare announcements. 2 towers, one with a swastika, the other with a clock, hold the Olympic rings between them. Wow, says Tom. It's not that big. Falk gave us VIP tickets that allow us to cut the line to get inside. Inside, we realize without surprise that we have premium seats. Take the seat. We sit down and the spectacle begins. Hitler and his men walk over the field. A little girl dressed in white hands a little girl dressed in white hands him flowers, then salutes him with an outstretched pale arm. The crowd cheers enthusiastically. What do you think about all of this? Now, do your presidents behave like this? I asked Tom. Well, he says, the ways to say hello are not as strict in the US as they are here. But in general, I think every politician in the entire world loves to be seen with little children. Makes them appear human. He's being celebrated like a religious leader. This is not normal. How can you ignore this? I say. You're probably right, says Tom, but sometimes he behaves just like any other politician. Hitler takes the girl's hand and leads her from the field before ascending to the podium. Pompous music starts to play, grabbing people's attention. He will use this opportunity to let the world hear him speak. To my surprise, Hitler gives the shortest speech I have ever heard of him. He declares the Olympic Games to be opened. End of speech. The Olympic fire is lit. Doves fly. Pompous music plays, and even a Hindenburg flies in and hovers above the audience. What a spectacle. Whatever you think about their ideology, this is extraordinary. They know how to impress people. Is this why the Germans fall for this guy? Because you like being fascinated, and that's what he does so well? Like Wagner? Asks Tom. I'm the wrong person to ask this question. Good point, Tom nods. However, presidential inaugurations and World's fairs seem like shoddy carnivals in comparison to this. I think this little man with his ridiculous mustache has now impressed the world too. By now the national teams are marching by, greeting Hitler and the audience. Some raise their right arms. So it seems, look, now even the French team is saluting Hitler. I believe that is what they call the Olympic salute, says Tom. It looks disturbingly similar though. But whatever you call it, the world is saluting Hitler right now. And can you blame them? This here is so impressive that I'm beginning to understand why everyone applauds. But haven't you heard about the concentration camps? To tell you the truth, says Tom, there are quite a few people in the United States who believe Hitler is right and who wish for our own versions of them. But we have anti-Semites too, and even most of those who consider themselves Democrats, or at least liberal-leaning, are much more afraid of communism and the Soviets than they are of Hitler at this point. Do you think that can change? Thing is, he says, there are all those rumors, sure, but I have never seen a concentration camp. And neither have my readers. I never saw a Jew be mistreated, and neither have my readers. Bring me proof, and I might be able to convince them. What kind of proof do you need? Pictures, or even better, film. Bring me something, and I will make sure it will get published at home. I will try. We stay for another 2 hours and watch the athletes passing by, paying tribute to the German Chancellor, before the event starts to wind down. So what's next on the agenda? Asked Tom. Thomas, what has Falk planned for me? You will like it. You're making me curious, Monica. Let's go before everyone else starts to leave the stadium as well. Let's leave. We can take a taxi to a place at Kudam in Charlottenburg that Falk has recommended. Wow, says Tom when we arrive. This looks like the old Berlin. The one I know from 1929, but I had heard that there was no such nightlife anymore. This must be staged for visitors. The Nazis closed most places like this 2 years ago. Seems like they've reopened them. It looks exactly like one of the places I used to go to, says Tom when we enter. The dance club really does look like... just like the one like they did before Hitler. Women in extravagant dresses and bold haircuts. Elegant men in tuxedos. Everyone's dancing and chatting. We take a seat at the bar so we can see the dance floor, where they seem to be playing. Wait, they're playing jazz? I know this song, says Tom. They're playing it at every bar in New York right now. I can't believe it. For 3 years, the Nazis have banned all kinds of jazz music from being played in public. They called it un-German and degenerate. But here we are. A big place on Kudam is playing American jazz. I don't know what's going on here. They banned this kind of music. Given this, says Tom, making a gesture towards everything around us, I'm afraid most American visitors will come home and tell their neighbors that Germany is doing just fine. That it is a country just like any other, and that all those stories about daily cruelties and mass oppression are exaggerated. We can't let this happen. I understand, says Tom, but I'm afraid the staging is just too good. No one will believe you. There's only one thing that would make Americans turn against the Nazi regime. What is it? What would make the US turn against Hitler? War. The only thing the average American is more afraid of than communism is another war. The last one almost destroyed our economy for good. Most people are still convinced that the Great War caused the Great Depression. If you manage to find proof that not only is Hitler planning a war, but that it will be a war that affects the US, then you might get them on your side. He's planning a war, he's just hiding it at the moment. It won't be easy, but I will find you proof, I say. Good. Let me know once you have it, Tom. Let's leave. We call it a night, and I go back to my place and think about what I have seen today. Back at my place, I think... we must not fall for their show, that's all it is. It's all staged to deceive people. No matter what charade the Nazis play today, their intentions are dark and their plans are evil. It's all staged. We must not fall for their farce. End of scene. Okay, we got 2 more morale and 4 more supporters. That's already good. The games, yes. Olympic Games open in Berlin. Yes, Italy supports General Franco. Of course, they join Spain in that, and England and France send warships to Spain. That is an interesting move. To protect their own population from the uprisings. Makes sense. So, 2nd of August 1936. That is exactly... Wow. How long ago is it? Nearly 100 years. 100 minus 14, 86 years ago. On the date. There's something I don't understand about these Nazis and racists, says Volker Fries during our meeting. How can they be so selective about whom they hate? What do you mean about selective hating? There was a line of people waiting to get autographs from one of the American athletes, and he was black. At least a couple of the people in line had the swastika armband on. They don't see the hypocrisy. The whole worldview is irrational. I don't expect Nazi hatred to be rational, I say. Let's end the scene. Let's see what we can do. We have 50 supporters. Good, actually. Morale is 66, so we can do something that can even go... Make the morale go lower. Strength and literacy. Oh, you are able to level up. What does he need? Strength 5? No. Good enough with strength. He needs actually... Wait a second, I need to look at that. Oh, I have to choose now. Well, let's get his propaganda skills up, actually. Yeah, Volker's propaganda is now 2, which is good. Money. Art and propaganda. Whom do we have? We have him. Not good enough. Oh, he needs to go in hiding. He needs to go in hiding now. Go. What else we need to do? We need to get money. Art and propaganda. Yo. Not so good. There are better ones. Go. Here. You. Yes. Go. Then. What can we do? Buy paper. Stagger leaflets. We have 2 more guys. You? And you? No. Definitely not. Too much of a risk. Could always buy paint. We have too much stuff though. Someone should produce some leaflets. What are you? Steal an assay uniform. Secret and strong. Sounds like these guys. Very dangerous. Could do that. Need 1 or more SA uniform to gain access to places we could otherwise never go. I think it's too late for that already. We have 3 weeks left. What is this? Red leaflets. Also no. There's so much paint now. Someone should paint something. Wait. Also sucks. Aw. We need someone to paint. Are you? Also red leaflets. Someone should make some money, by the way. You? You're good with that. Go. And money. You? You suck. Aw. Buy paper. By paint. We don't need any more paint, definitely not. Talk to the community. Suck at that too. What can you do? Interview. Tom Fox. Sure, go. He sucks. Uh-uh. What does it take to make more leaflets? 5 paper. How many do we have? 3. How many paper can we get here? 1, it seems. I don't know. My medicine sucks. What are you? Oh, you were the interview. You're still an unknown mission. We have one more guy. Come on, you can do something. Maybe we'll buy more paint then. We have 5 buckets now. How many buckets does it take to paint? 3. What about here? Also 3. Okay. This is the factory. That is... We are missing paint. Why? There's a paint bucket. Requires 40 monies. We have that. Yeah. What do we need here? Missing paint. Can't. Eh? I'm missing something which I don't understand now. I don't know why I've blocked that, but... You get some... Ah, you do some money. Okay, already up. Buy more paint then. Need paint. Go. Wait, let him have the bicycle. Paint buckets. We have 6 now. We have 6 already. Forget it. No more paint. More paint. What can he do? He can go to the museum. Wait, come back. Tom Fox. It's sad that he sucks at that. Get some money then. Oh. Oh well. Or we buy paper. Buy paper then. Go. Not good at that. Just go. Just go. Just go. It sucks, but we need it. So, we lost 2 supporters. We're still at 47. We got 14 marks of them. The remaining ones. Let's see. He wants to buy paper. We got 1 paper. That's good. Then, meets with co-workers. We get 7 supporters. That's good. Like it. Monies. 19. Good. He comes out of secrecy. Very good. Here's some money. Yeah, 16. Better than nothing. +2 morale and +5 supporters. That's very good. I like it. So, and this is where we'll continue after a little break. So, 2 minutes. I'll be right back. We are up to no good. That's for sure. At least from the view of the regime. Yes. Volunteers from Spain. The first German voluntary squad arrives in Cadiz, Spain to support the fascists. Okay, makes sense. Jesse Owens wins 4 times gold. He's good. And KPD, anti-fascists help Spain. Aha! The KPD in Paris calls on all anti-fascists to help the Spanish people and the Spanish Popular Front together. Different times. So on 9th of August, during our meeting, Guido Newberg looks despondent and is totally silent. When another member asks him what is wrong, he says, Things are difficult at home. Sounds private, but you can talk with us if it helps. I'll just keep it short. I caught my spouse having an affair with one of the tourists visiting Berlin. I'm not sure what to do or say. Well, let us know if there's anything we can do to help. That's all we can do. So, let's make some stuff. Oh, Guido needs to go in hiding. 1 more week. Oh. could. Why is this with an exclamation mark? Alright, here we need our best person. Meet an official. You go. And the interview. Where's the interview with Tom Fox now? It's gone. Because we had no one to do that. Damn it. We missed opportunity. Sad. Red herrings. I still have no idea what this is for. Can you do that? No, you suck. What about you? You suck too. Then it's you. Also no. You? Also no. Okay, cancel it. Someone needs to go in hiding. Because it's you. Hey. I said you go in hiding. Confirm. Then we have 20 more monies. Yes, money. Good point. Well. We're good with that. Okay, there is someone better. I don't know who. Yeah, you go there. Confirm. Then here's money. You? Yes, go. And here's go dancing. We don't need that now. Need a friend. Go. Ah, this looks good. Let's see what happens. We lost 3 supporters, but we are still over 50. Our supporters donated 15 marks. We go up. Like it. More money. How much? 21. I like it. So, you met with a friend. We got one more supporter. The employee is unhappy with the direction of the regime and says they are more like him. Bring more. So, you... Yeah, you meet a friend. Actually, three friends. Seems. You are out of hiding. Very important. And, money. Well, 12. Better than nothing. So let's see what happens. We come over a small hill, and I see a group of wagons next to a handful of barracks, where children play in the dirt nearby. This must be the camp. Don't you want to take a picture? Asks Bertha. Sure, take a picture of the camp. I take out my camera and take a picture of the camp. The smell of human waste hits me so hard I can barely breathe. I look at my companion. This is the camp? Yes, this is it. Surrounded by sewage farms, as you can smell. They force them to stay between a waste dump and the cemetery. In between excrement and corpses. Not sure if by evil intent, but for Romani, there is no place worse. Since when are they here? Not sure since when exactly. I knew a couple of families who stayed close to Strausberger Platz. A couple of weeks ago. They were certainly gone. I asked around and learned that the police had brought them here. What did they do? According to the new Nuremberg laws, Romani people are social misfits and vagabonds. The authorities wanted them out of the city before the Olympic Games. Do you think they let them return after the Games? I don't think so. As I said, they applied the Nuremberg laws. We will see this happening to more and more people, not just gypsies. If you ask me, they would do the same to the Jews right now, if they weren't so scared about the foreign press writing about it. But with the gypsies... What do you mean? Most people don't care about the gypsies. They are seen as inferior people almost everywhere. Shush now, we are here. The policeman at the entrance has been watching us for a while. He stops us. Heil Hitler, Sister Bertha, he says. Blessing to you, says Bertha. He looks at me. Heil Hitler. We bring the milk as usual, she points at our handcart, and the milk jug's on it. All right, go in. Let's take a picture. I take out the camera and take a picture of the scene. A group of children comes running towards us, greeting Sister Bertha. They are all chattering happily amongst each other. She greets every single child by name and asks them to follow us. Take a picture. I ask the children if I can take their picture before doing so. A woman who's washing her son wraps him in a sheet when she sees us. Hello, Sister Bertha, she prods the boy, who's shivering in his towel. Good afternoon, Sister Bertha, says the boy, and bows politely. Greet them. Hello, Maria, says Bertha to the woman. My dear Oscar, so good to see you. How are you today? When the boy doesn't react right away, the woman prods him again, and he hastily says, I'm fine, thank you, Sister Bertha. How are you, Sister Bertha? I'm very good, thank you, Oscar. And this is, Sister Bertha points at me. I'm Monica. I introduce myself. Monica is a good woman and might be able to help you, says Bertha. Hello, Monica, says the woman. So you want to help us, is that true? If I can, I will. She looks at me and shrugs. I honestly don't know whether you can help or not. A little girl from the group of children who followed us from the entrance pulls at my sleeve and whispers, Can we have some milk, please? Of course you can have some milk. Please, all of you, get yourself some milk. That's why we brought it. When we are done filling all kinds of vessels with fresh milk from our cart, I look at Maria and say, Sister Bertha says something is troubling you. Maria gives me a suspicious look. There is a strange doctor. Well, he says he is a doctor. I don't know if he really is one. He comes here regularly with this even stranger woman. What does the strange doctor do? The doctor and his helpers, they look at us, check us, bodies, teeth, like animals. They take pictures. And they take the children. Where do they take them? Tell her, Oscar. They bring us to the institute, says Doctor. Oscar. Have you been there? Yes, it's far from here. You have to go by car. I went there twice. It's really nice and the food is good there, says Oscar. What do they do there? They give us food and we can play games and then they ask us questions. It's really nice. I want to go again, but Mommy says I'm not allowed, says Oscar. Is that true? I don't trust them. I don't know what they're doing with the children, but I don't like it. They measure them, they take pictures of them as if they were exotic animals. I think they are up to something and it's nothing good, says Maria. Okay, how can I help you? Suddenly the children run towards the camp's entrance. Here they come, says Maria and points at the gate, where a man and a woman, accompanied by 2 policemen, enter the camp. We should get out of sight, says Maria. Hide behind the caravan. We quickly hide behind the caravan and look at the group, which is now surrounded by the children from the camp. The man holds Oscar's head and looks at it closely, while the woman stands next to him and takes notes on a clipboard. Take a picture. Although we are a bit too far away, I still give it a try and take out the camera to take a picture of the scene. A group of adults from the camp has also formed. Some shout at the doctor and his assistant. Leave our children alone! Go away! The policemen raise their nightsticks to threaten them. Take a picture. I take a picture of the scene. The atmosphere at the gate is getting heated. The adult residents come closer and closer. Get closer. I move towards the group. When Maria pulls Oscar away from the doctor, one of the policemen hits her arm with his nightstick. Maria cries in pain and jumps back. More people come from inside the camp and start yelling at the group. Oh, thank you. I think they brought me some tea again. Thank you so much. What do we do? Take a picture. Another picture of the conflict is taken. I hear the sound of a police whistle. More policemen come running, nightsticks drawn. As they beat them, the civilians retreat into the camp. Take a picture. The camera clicks. The doctor and his assistant push Oscar into a parked car in front of the gate as he wails. Maria and the other residents try to break through, but the police block their attempt. The engine starts and the car drives away. Take a picture. I take a picture of this car as it departs. We should get out of here. The police haven't reacted to the fact that we are here. Better if it stays this way, says Sister Bertha. Should we try to help? The best way to help is letting the world know what's happening here. If the police take your camera, you'll have no proof. We leave the camp at the opposite end to avoid the guards. When we are safely on our way back to Marzahn, I ask Bertha, what do you think they'll do to the boy? I have no idea, but I don't like it a bit. Hitler has been talking about solving the problem of Jews, the Romani, and everyone who isn't a healthy Aryan in Germany for years, but no one ever seems to ask what solving the problem really means. You think they are going to kill these people? I don't know, I really don't, says Sister Bertha, and looks back at the camp, where we see campfire smoke rising in the setting sun. But I know that what we just saw is only the beginning. End of scene. So, well, we found the camp and took a lot of pictures. So we have got a good amount of material for the press guide. Let me have a sip of tea. Then let's see what happens. In September 1936, National Socialist Germany was largely accepted and well respected at home and abroad. At the same time, the Nazis began to exclude Jews, Sinti, and Roma, the disabled, and so-called socialists from society. It was the beginning of what ended in the killing of millions. Your leadership is strong and stable, and your group has recruited and retained enough supporters that it can withstand the brutal crackdown. End of chapter 2. So, we are going to chapter 3 now. After the Olympics. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
No one outside the camp knew of the events of that day. No one wanted to know. The new Germany was being celebrated in Berlin, as if it were a country like any other. Hitler lied, and the world wanted to believe him. In 1938, Britain and France gave in to Germany's aggressive demands to annex the Sudetenland. Soon thereafter, Austria followed.
Of course.
When the Wehrmacht invaded Poland, Britain and France finally decided to declare war on Germany. An unleashed Wehrmacht spread murder and annihilation across Europe. The Nazis kept their promises, and we were devastated.
Let's see where the devastation goes. Chapter 3, War. Yes, stop Hitler's war. Let's see. I hope we kept our inventory. Hitler made his threats come true and brought war to Europe. Sudetenland, Austria and Poland are under German control before Great Britain and France finally declared war on Germany. Shortly after Germany occupied France, and we were stunned to see fascism spread throughout Europe. Finland leaves League of Nations, yes. Finland says the League of Nations no longer benefits the country, declares its withdrawal. Yes, makes sense. Croatia joins 3 Power Pact. That is also basically a factor why Soviet Russia then decided probably that, yeah, Finland is easy to take over, but they were wrong. Anyway, German embassies in the US to be closed. This government calls on Germany to close all embassies in the United States. Makes sense. So, we are 5 now. Checkpoint, yes. We are 5 still. I wish we were more. Let's see, there are a few things that we can do. By paper. By paint? Inventory is empty? No, we still have paint buckets, supplies, and 120 marks. That's good. Meet a businessman. That is something for someone. You probably. Nope. You? The boss. Nope. You definitely not. What about you? Yes, you are good. Go. What are these? Meet a friend. Contact a Social Democrat. And buy paint. And buy paper. We have 4 more cases. And 4 more people. Now we only need to find the right people for the right places. It's this. That could be actually you. So, be the best choice. I think so. Go. Then, paint buying. That is you, I think. No. And it's you. Also no. What about you? Oh, you're too secretive for that. You seem to... No, not you. You seem to be the best choice. Where are you? Go. Meet a friend. That's for you? Yeah, it's definitely not you. Or it can be you. Go. And what is this? Buy paper. Can you buy paper? You can. Go. Morale 50. Let's go. So, 10 people are still supporting us. They donated 3 marks. They paint now. I hope. 2 paint. Very good. Alright. Talking to a former Social Democrat to find out if he is willing. Okay. Let's go there. That's good. He's a friend. We have 1 friend. And money. No, you buy paper. 2 paper. So many things that have been seen. Okay. That is not good. I sit on a comfortable chair in the shadow of an old apple tree in the manhold's out garden. Volker and undermine are putting food from a basket on the table. Potato salad, fresh bread, and apple pie. Can I help you with anything? Thank you, that's nice of you, Monica. But no, we are almost done, says Mr. Manhold. We'll join you in a moment. When the basket is empty, Volker places the chairs next to me and they take a seat. What do you say? He asks, pointing at the garden around us. It's wonderful. How did you get it? Wasn't easy, says Mrs. Manhold. Everyone wants an allowed garden right now. There is a long waiting list, but it helps that we have children, and of course the fact that Volker is serving. Okay. Then we have to go back to the front. Volker is wearing his Wehrmacht uniform. It's the only detail on this day that reminds us of the fact that we are at war. Too soon, he says, tomorrow. Wow. Where are you stationed? Are you still in France, I ask. I'm not going back to France, but to a secret location. All vacations have been cancelled, says Volker. Something is going on. You have any idea what they're planning? You can talk about this later, says Anne. Now we eat. Elspeth, Klaus, go wash your hands and take a seat wherever you like. Okay, let's take a seat opposite of Volker. Anne fills the plates with sausage, potato salad, and a piece of fresh bread. Klaus wipes his hands on his pants and joins us. Thank you, Anne. This looks really delicious. I want more sausage, says Klaus, and holds up his plate, from which our sausage is gone already. Don't eat like that. The rest is for our guest. Wait for Mrs. Herzog to finish first, says Volker Manhold. But I'm hungry now, says Klaus. They'll have more potato salad, says Anne. I'm good. He can have the sausage. See, says Klaus, and quickly grabs the remaining piece of sausage. We're having a little break now, says Anne. Once we finish our plates. The Goodmans are coming for coffee and cake. They should be here any minute. You invited those Jews? asks Klaus. Why? Because they are our neighbors, says Anne. Now go and play in the garden. I'll call you when we have cake. I ask Volker, what is up with the secret destination? Where do they send you to? I ask, what is the secret destination? I told you, I don't know, says Volker. But what do you think? There are rumors, says Volker. What do those rumors say? Some say we will attack Russia. Huh. Russia? Really? On one hand, it makes sense. It's what he always wanted. Hitler hates Russia and the Russians. And on the other hand, Germany signed a non-aggression treaty with them. It would open up a war on 2 fronts, which would be insane if you'd ask me, says Volker. What I'd like to know is what is happening in France. How things in France, I ask. For the Wehrmacht, it's easy living. Sure, there's still resistance. Yes, there's still the independent part of France with its exile government, but in the eyes of the Wehrmacht, France has been defeated. Without outside help, it won't go anywhere. How are things in Paris now? Well, it's occupied. It is still Paris, sure, but it is dominated by our troops, our police, our secret police. I think back to the beautiful day in Paris I had in the summer of 1936. What does it mean for the city? Clubs play the music the Germans want to listen to. In theaters, they perform the plays the Germans want to see. And even the brothels, he looks at his wife, so I have heard, he adds, even the brothels cater the needs of the German occupiers. I see. A couple roughly around the same age as the Manholds enters the garden, followed by a pale boy of tall stature, whom I estimate to be 15 years old. Oh, it's a good month, says Volker. Let's continue our conversation later. Just one more question. Later, please, says Volker. For the second time today, we gather around the table. This time Volker and Anne serve apple pie and coffee. The Goodmans have brought a sweet honey cake. Here, take some, says Mr. Goodman, and hands me a piece. Thank you, it's delicious. Anne sends the children in the garden to play. Get up now. Will you, Elias? Go play with Klaus. He's a good boy. You'll see, says Mrs. Goodman. Reluctantly, Elias gets up and joins Klaus and Elizabeth. Have more coffee. Let's do it. How was the trip? Asks Volker. Fine, says Louis Goodman. It was not fine, disagrees Paula Goodman. It was hot, it was sticky, and it took ages. I really miss going back home. Get over it, says Louis. At least they still let us use the trains. Won't be long until they ban us from the trains too, says Paula. I know you, don't I? Don't you live on the other side of the street, I ask. They do now, says Anne, before one of the Goodmans can answer. Louis and Volker used to work together as bookkeepers at Schmid and Cerner. Where did you live before? Used to have a house in Steglitz. Inherited it from my family, but not anymore, says Paula Goodman. In case you haven't guessed it already, we are Jews. We had to leave our own house in 1938 and were forced to move into what they call a Jew apartment. Must have been tough. We swapped a beautiful place against an overcrowded hole so some Aryan can live in our house. My apologies, says Louis Goodman. My wife tends to exaggerate. We are fine, really. Our apartment is fine as well. It's a rat hole, says Paula. It's not right what they did to you. No, it's not, says Paula. I'm sorry for being like that. I know it's not your fault, but it makes me angry every single day. I hear you, says Volker. I can only try to imagine how I would feel. I guess I would be just as angry as you are. You have every right to be angry. I'm more scared than angry, says Louis. So far, we had something they could take from us, but there's nothing left now. The only thing they could still take, are our lives. The children yell at each other. Klaus cries of pains and comes running to the table. His nose is bleeding. Take a tissue to stop his bleeding. What happened? Did you fight? Asks Anne. He hit me, says Klaus and points at Elias, who stands further away, partly hiding behind a tree. Is that true? Elspeth, Klaus' younger sister, has come to the table now too, and nods. Let the parents handle this. He just hit me, without reason. I haven't done anything and he hit me. Is that true, Elspeth? The girl looks at her brother, and back to her mother, without saying anything. Stay out of it. I let the parents handle the situation. I tell you, says Klaus, he's crazy. He just hit me. I asked Elspeth, says Anne. Is that true, Elspeth? Did Elias really just hit Klaus without a reason? Whom should we watch, Klaus or Elspeth? I think we will get a very, very important hint soon. Watch Klaus. Klaus stares at his sister, his hands clenched in fists. Elspeth shakes her head. Keep your mouth shut or you will regret it, yells Klaus. No, she won't. Tell us the truth. Elspeth, what happened? Klaus said that Elias smells bad, says Elspeth. He said that it was a disgrace that they lived in our street. Keep listening. What else did he say? He said that Elias and his family are vermin and once he was 18 he would join the SS and kill them. You said, what? Volker steps up to his son and slaps him in the face. He turns to the Goodmans. I'm sorry. I'm really deeply sorry. Please accept my apology and be assured that this is not the way I raised my son. Back Volker on this. We are leaving, says Louis. I know you mean well, but we can't do this, I'm afraid. See, says Klaus. They're cowards. It's what Jews do. Without a warning, Volker slaps his son in the face a second time. You shut up now. I don't know who you are anymore, yells Volker. It's not his fault. It's the propaganda. They indoctrinate him. Anne and Volker tried to convince the good ones to stay, in vain. When the family has left the garden, there is a loud humming coming from the sky. An air raid? But there was no warning, says Anne. Look up at the sky. I look up and see hundreds, if not thousands of airplanes flying into one direction. There was no warning because these are ours, says Volker. Where are they going? East, says Volker. Something is happening. Something big. And the scene. And we can now meet an official. We should do that as soon as possible. The morale is ±0. That is good. Supporters, we have +3. That's even better. Let me have a sip of tea. And we continue. Ah, this is good. Yeah, there's very much reading going on here. I wish they had voice actors for some parts of this. But yeah, we continue. This game is too fascinating. Germany invades Soviet Union. Without prior declaration of war, the German Wehrmacht attacks the USSR. Hungary declares war on the Soviet Union, okay, and Finland declares war on the Soviet Union. So, yeah, Soviet Union has problems. They have issues. Hedwig Maus looks flabbergasted as she enters the room. I have to tell you something, she says. My neighbors, a married couple, both party members. I had a decent relationship with them before, and I know for a fact that they couldn't have children. But then I saw them together yesterday with a small child, a little girl, about 4 years old, and she spoke Russian. Ah. What does that mean? Hold on. I asked them where they got her, and they told me that they were her new parents, adopted from Russia. New parents, do you understand? The Nazis are taking healthy children from their Russian families and send them to Germany. They even gave her a new name, Helga. Oh, wow. Every time I think the Nazis can't become any more inhumane, they still manage to surprise me. I can't believe it myself. The worst thing is that they don't even seem to understand what might be wrong with the situation. Hedwig shakes her head. Okay, end of scene. Morale is 10. Why? Oh, that is not good. And we have to meet an official. Let's see. I don't know, but everything is risky now. Write slogans on the wall. How much paint do we have? 5 buckets. I think we should do that. What are you? Steal an army uniform. Very high risk. There's something missing. Must be this one. Observe Wehrmacht activities. That should be something for you. Oh, missing what? Spread leaflets and write slogans on the wall. Okay. Do we need to write slogans on the wall first before we can do that? Can we do that anyway? No, we can't. There's some money. Also something missing. Convince our supporting friends. That is something for you, I think. Nope. That is for you. Also nope. You? Also nope. Suck at it. Suck even more. You are good. You go there. What is this? This is money. Buy paper. Art and literacy. Could be something for you, actually. Go. If painting something on the walls. Should do that. That's something for you and you. Go. And you have something else to do, which is buy more paint up. How much paint does this take? 3 buckets. We have 2 now. Yes, we need more paint. You go and buy more paint. Take the bicycle. Oh, we don't have any bicycle anymore. We have a club, though. Doesn't matter. Just go. 1 of 4 paint buckets. Better than nothing. I think. Oh, we have money. 43. Of 120. Oh, it goes down. Headquarters here now. Not here anymore. We've moved outside the city. Yeah, let's just go with this. Let's see. Let me have a sip of tea. So, Those who aren't serving in the army must help the war effort in other ways. So I have to assist with the Winterhofswerk in collecting blankets, shoes, food, and money for the soldiers. When I arrive in my assigned neighborhood, I meet a silver-haired man in his 60s who extends his hand. Hi there, I'm Wagner. Good morning, Herr Wagner. He shakes my hand with a smile. Looks like we'll be collecting this morning. Ready? We walk to our first apartment. I'm trying to hide my discomfort, but Wagner is perceptive. What's wrong? I didn't ask to be part of it. I'm not here by choice, I say. I don't tell him that I hate the idea of working for the Nazis, too dangerous. Wagner seems generous of spirit. Well, wartime is hard for everyone, but we are already here, so let's make the best of it, shall we? All right then, let's begin. We knock on the first door, and it's a pleasant family that isn't unhappy to see us. They give us a blanket and a bit of money. Wagner hands the mother a token to show that they gave something. That was a good start, says Wagner. You've done this before? Indeed, I have. I've been serving this country for a long time. We spend a few hours going from door to door. Most people are friendly to us, some annoyed. Wagner takes it all in stride. The last few we meet are quite pleased with the swift victories of the Wehrmacht and hopeful for a quick end of the war. Ask Wagner what he thinks of the war. Well, Wagner begins, I do not share their enthusiasm, but that's because I fought in the last war. And like I said, it's hard on everyone. Do you think this war will end quickly? Well, when I say no, it's not because I'm speaking against the ability of our army, of course. I served on the Eastern Front back in the Great War, and let me tell you, invading Russia is a mistake, and not just because we're fighting on multiple fronts. What was it like back then? I'd rather not go into detail, my friend. It was hideous, to be frank. Suffice to say, if the Wehrmacht can't make a knockout punch before winter, everyone will suffer. All the guns in the world can't shoot down a Russian winter. Thank you, Herr Wagner. I thank him for his help. It was certainly easier to do with him than alone. But I can't forget what he said about the war. What if it goes on for years? Reality will hit quite soon. We lost one supporter. That's sad. We have only 12 anymore, but they donated 4 monies. We need more money. Let's see how the painting went. Enforce it. Hopefully it goes well. Next day, many people noticed them. Why has been seized? I see that someone had the courage to put them there. More shooting. Okay. Well. Goes to the shop to buy more paint. We got more paint, which is good. Then, let's see. A couple of active and former journalists. We have 6 more. Cool. What do we have here? Wants to buy paper. He gets 3. That's good. Morale -9. Wow. But supporters +16. Well. That is quite, yeah. Disastrous for us. Because once the morale starts to go down, it's difficult to stop it. British bombers that carry out a day attack on Kiel. I remember what it looks like there. I was studying in this city, by the way. And, yeah, back when I started studying there, they still had an old U-boat bunker there, and the ruins of which were still there at the 90s. At the end of the 90s, so yeah. They bombed the crap out of that place, that's true. But it made sense, because back then it was one of the main U-boat harbors in Germany. So, 7,000 murdered massacre. Conquered parts of the USSR murder 7,000 people, okay? And wages are dropping. Salaries of employees are going down. Well, in reality it does so too nowadays. But anyway, I've somebody who needs our help, says Roman Muller as he enters the room. The child of a friend of mine was diagnosed with epilepsy, and the Nazi doctor wanted to send her to one of their atrocious racial hygiene hospitals. Do you know what that means? Nobody comes back from there. We must hide the child and the parents, says No Roman nervously. I can't abandon my friend at the moment like this. We can hide them, but this is only one family. We can't help all of them. Oh, calm down. We can hide them. I honestly don't understand how people can support such things. What does it mean to be human if you murder those who need your help and can't protect themselves, replies Roman. End of scene, yes. Find family hideout. Huh. I wonder how much that does for morale. We need to do that. Someone needs to do that. What was that case? Yeah, no. Where's the hideout finding? I don't know. What is this? Find hideout for family. Risk is high. Requires 2 or 3 members. With heart. Which is you and you. You just go. Morale +2. It's hardly acquired morale, but we need to do that. Confirm, go. Let's see, what else can we do? We can buy paint. We can... Someone can go and hide out. Couldn't do that yet. We need money, though. Talk to workers. Very low risk. That's good. You. Can't. What about you? Not decent. You? Better. You? Also good. Go. I need something for him. Meet a friend. Empathy high. You. Go. And buy paper. Contact the priest. Go. Hey. Yes. Confirm. Very good. Now we're expanding. We lost 1 supporter. But we got 8 marks out of them. That's good. Alright. Let's see. We met a friend. I think she has been seen. That's sad. Alright. Volker meets with his co-workers. We have 5 more supporters. Every mouse brings a family with a disabled child to befriend a priest. That's good. And Roman meets with a priest. 1 more supporter. Everyone thinks he has been seen. Morale goes down by 7, which is sad. And we have 6 more supporters. That's good. So, Great Britain and Soviet Union sign assistance agreement. We must raise Moscow to the ground, says Hitler. And German troops attack Malta. Not so good. So, let's have a sip of tea and then we go on. Alright. When I arrive at our meeting, the others are reminiscing. Do you guys remember the Summer Olympics? I miss those days, says Guido Nuback. Yes, the summer of 36 seems so long ago. Tell me about it. The summer is a world away. Oh, the nightlife. For a while, the city was the center of the world. So many clubs, music, dancing, people enjoying themselves. The Nazis were at least pretending to be decent. Nowadays, Berlin seems so somber. Yes, it's such a different place now. I wish there was a way to go back. I feel the same, I say. Let's end the scene. Morale -5 again. Sad. Bad decision. We need to soon... What is this? Smuggle books. The monies. Does anyone need to go to hiding? I think Roman needs. Go. What is this? This money. Money is good. You? No, you. Who can go there? You? Wait a second. You can. Hey, go up with something. Let's give him more. His literacy already so high. Let's give him more empathy. He needs a propaganda, by the way. So, yes, you are the best guy for this mission. Go. Then, how with paint? With 3 buckets. I slogan to the walls. Steal an army uniform. Ah. This is missing. 10 marks. How many? 40. Okay. We have 25. So, yeah, that's not enough. We need to do that soon. Can we make more money? No, but we can buy paper. Write slogans on walls. We can do this. With strength and propaganda. Too risky. Much too risky. Not worth it. Because we cannot put 2 people into cooldown here. We cannot do that. Need a friend. That is important. You. Yes, go. 2 more people. Talk to the Christian community. That could actually be something for you, I think. Or for you. No, definitely not. You go. And you do something else. You could buy paper or paint. What do we need more urgently? We have a good stack of paper, so paint would be nice. These? Oh, he sucks again. Easy and hard. Is there anything better he can do now? We can buy stuff. Contact a forced laborer. Well, okay. It's not the best one, but I hope he can do this. Let's call it a week. There's 2 supporters, not good. The ones remaining donated 10 marks. That is already good. Let's see the details. Volker secretly contacts our laborer. Okay, gives us access to an area where most labor is happening. Okay, that's good. Someone has been in hiding. Very good. Next one needs to go soon, which is now. So, you... Oh, 23 monies. I like it. Professor plus 6 supporters. Okay, that's cool. It's very cool. And 5 supporters. Better. Morale goes down still. Not so good. Submarines and planes instead of tanks. Orders to focus on building submarines and aircraft. Considers the war against Soviet Union as won. Little did you know. Alliance offer to Japan. From whom? Oh, the Führer. Okay. And Rogachev and Shlobin fallen. Aha, there were 2 generals. Volker Vries tells us that the nightclub he used to go was closed. There are barely any places left to have fun. Everyone in the room can relate. Sad to see what a joyless place Berlin has become. I wish we could go back, away from all this madness, says Volker. When the Nazi regime finally falls, we'll dance the night away. That sounds lovely. I just hope we survive that long, says Volker. Morale plus 5, very good. So that was a good speech. 35 morale. Let's see. You are at 3, which means you go there in hiding. Confirm. Although it's expensive, but we need that. Here's money. Good. Money for someone with the skills. No, you're not that good. What about you? Also not that good. You? No. But you? Also no. You're the best one. You are the best one. Go. Make money. Here's more money. For you? Yes, go. Then, yeah, we can paint some stuff, it seems. No, this is buy paint. Oops. The former unionist. Buy paper. Meet a former unionist. I think we should meet with people. Art and secrecy. What about you? You're good with that? Here's another one we should meet. Go there. Yeah, you're good enough for that. Go. Nice. Let's see what we get. So we lost 2 supporters, but got 11 monies. And here we got what? 29 marks. Very good. Monica gets how many? Well, 19. Better than nothing. So you meet a former unionist and force. Let's do it whatever it takes. Trade union is furious about the way the regime has limited the workers' willing union to support whatever he can. Very good. So mission result is good. Right, and he gets out of fighting again. And meets with a former unionist. So we have 1 more supporter. That's good. Where's the birthday? Glück is for alle da, so luck is for everything. Or happiness is for everyone. I think in this case it means happiness, so happiness is for everyone. It's raining lightly, but the air is still warm as I walk to the movies for my secret meeting. I'm the only customer in line at the ticket booth. 1 ticket, please. I pay for the ticket and enter the movie theater. The room is nearly empty, just a handful of people trying to sit as far away from each other as possible. Most of them are in the back, some in the middle, 1 in the front. Let's go to the back. No, we should have a meeting here, so let's go in the middle. I pick an empty row in the middle and take a seat. The Wochenschau, the official news magazine, is showing reports for victories from the Eastern Front. Look around. I count 7 more moviegoers in the room. Most sit alone, but a young couple 2 rows behind me seems much more interested in each other than in the program. Someone takes a seat behind me and whispers, "Don't turn around." Okay, keep looking at the screen. I keep looking at the screen where Hitler is honoring a general for his achievements. "It's good you came," she says from behind. I recognize the voice. I know who it is. It's Hannah. I met her in Paris in 1936. Back then, she was trying to convince me to work with the Soviets. Seeing her now working as a Soviet agent doesn't come as a surprise. The movie starts. It's a romantic comedy called Happiness is for Everyone. Yes, I'll translate it. Okay. Good to see you again. You're mistaken. I never met you before, and I have never been to Paris. Do you understand? Sure, I understand. Good, she says. Listen, Hitler's campaign in the East is very different from the one in France. People need to be told about this. On screen, Albert Schumann and Irmi Fahl, an engaged couple, are arguing about a sluggish career. How's it different? This is not a war in which soldiers fight each other. This is a war against the Red Army and against all civilians. We are still in the process of proving that this occurred under official orders. But since it keeps happening in the same way, I think that it is. People in Germany need to learn about this. What have you seen? 1 week after the German attack, I was part of a Red Army squad. We were defending a village, but we didn't stand a chance against the Wehrmacht. I managed to escape, but the rest of my squad was taken prisoner. What happened to them? The German officer had them line up on the main road. He spoke to the soldiers and told them that those people were thoroughly Bolshevized, that they were subhuman and had to die. The prisoners were forced to get on their knees. Did they interrogate them? On screen, Albert Schumann mimics an excessively lazy employee. The audience laughs. The officer pulled his pistol, stood behind each prisoner, and shot them in the head, 1 by 1. That's horrific, but it was the SS, I assume. This was just regular Wehrmacht. There was no SS. I know what they look like, says the woman, who insists she's not Hannah. On screen, Irmi tries to convince her mother that Albert will make a good husband. What did you do next? On screen, Irmi and Albert get married. I waited for the soldiers to leave the village and then secretly followed the German troops eastwards. I was hoping to get to the front to reunite with my troops. What else did you see? I came through a settlement where an old man and his wife hung from a tree. The Germans had put a sign around their neck to warn the others never to cooperate with partisans. From then on, I saw people hung from trees in almost every other village, or in every village I passed through. Are there many partisans fighting against the Wehrmacht? Maybe. It is a strategy of the Red Army to fall back behind enemy lines and attack their blind side. But what I know for sure is that for every dead German soldier, the Wehrmacht murders dozens of innocent civilians, out of revenge of cruelty. I'm really sure it wasn't the Waffen-SS, they look similar. Waffen-SS and task forces follow the regular troops. But the Wehrmacht does its part, believe me. On my journey, I came through a village that seemed to be entirely empty. At first I thought the villagers had all fled. But they hadn't fled? No, they didn't flee. They were all still there. Albert Schumann, and now happily married, has become even lazy at work, which sparks hysterical laughter in the cinema. Where were they? I found them in a pit nearby. Wehrmacht had shot them and thrown them in a dirt hole. All of them, men, women, children alike. I don't know what to say. On the screen, a confused Albert Schumann is being bribed by his boss. The audience bellows with laughter. They had tried to burn the bodies, but the damp weather foiled them. What did you do? I went through the pile to see if there were any survivors. It was awful. It reeked of burnt flesh and decay. I threw up several times. In the end, it was all for nothing. They had killed everyone. This can't be true. It is true. This is not a regular war. This is not like France. These troops have not come to conquer and rule. They've come to annihilate. Their enemies aren't just the soldiers. Their enemies everybody, including the innocent villagers. But why? What's the purpose of this? Don't you get it? This was always been Hitler's goal. He wants to exterminate the Slavs and the Jews, to rid the East of all subhumans, to create a home for his Aryan race. I didn't think that they would really do it. No, almost no one thought they would, says Hannah, but I knew she was right. Even in Mein Kampf, the book Hitler wrote almost 20 years ago, he had already planned of what Hannah was describing now. On screen, Irmi saves her husband's career and Albert seizes his second chance. How can it be stopped? The world needs to know about this. If we could find the official order which proves that this isn't some mercenary Wehrmacht squad committing war crimes and on its own initiative. We need to prove that this was officially ordered from above, that this is systematic. I'm not sure we are capable of finding a secret Wehrmacht order, but we will try. Thank you, says Hannah. If you manage to find the official order and put it in the right hands, it might change the course of the war. On screen, the plot has cleared its final hurdle. Irmi and Albert's accidental divorce, and is now heading toward a happy end. Here is a buff D. You mean America would join the war if they knew? Maybe. I need to go now. Contact me through the usual means if you learn anything. And then she's gone. On screen, the happy couple decides to remarry. Okay, leave the cinema. On my way home, I think about the atrocities that Hannah told me about. Would it be true? I trust the Nazis to commit almost any crime, but full-scale genocide? If the order Hannah was talking about exists, it would clarify things. Finding the order could change everything, not only for us, but for the entire world. Well. Hannah wants us to bring her proof, yeah. We should do that. Maybe. Morale plus 7. Wow. What a good week. Supporter 0. Plus minus. And morale minus 10. We need to do something about the morale. Wehrmacht defeats 13th Soviet Army. Wow. 23,000 Soviet soldiers are taken prisoners. Great German art exhibition opened. Okay. And airstrike on Moscow. Well. It's a big task ahead. Let's see if we have enough people. I can tell that something is bothering Hedwig Maus tonight. When I ask what's wrong, she says things are difficult at home right now. It's her son. Is he in trouble? No, well, yes and no, says Hedwig. He's fighting in the Wehrmacht on the Western Front. A couple of days ago, I overheard my spouse praying for a swift victory for our soldiers. What did you say? Well, I became angry. We fought because I couldn't bear to hear anyone, let alone my spouse, wish for a quick victory for the Nazis, and he couldn't believe that I wouldn't give up everything to help our son stay alive. I think you two will be okay. We both love your son and share a set of values. This terrible situation is just so stressful. That is true. Morale goes down again. We need to do something about that. 32 morale only. Maybe you should take a time out now, because this gives already a good amount of boost. We have 2 hiding places now, which is even better. No. Go to hiding, this is red herring. 60 money is. How much money do we have? 87. We can afford a timeout. Let's do it. Confirm. Go. Yes, we do it. We lost 2 supporters. Happens. Our supporters tonight 11 marks. But the morale is up. For this day, we want to forget the pressure. We want to leave the pain behind us. For this one moment, we ignored the darkness and imagined how it was if we lived in normal times again, says Hedwig Maus. Anchor. There is so much we need to think about. So many threats, so much pain, so much darkness. But for this moment, we should remind ourselves how the light looks like. Why we're actually fighting, says Hedwig. And on that day, we did. Alright. 50 morale plus, yes, I like it. So. Weekly decline minus 10. Why is weekly decline minus 10? I don't know, we are back to 35, so it's plus minus 0 actually. Nearly. We had 32 earlier. We need to work on this. Definitely need to work on this. And also supporters go minus 2. Okay. And this is where we'll continue after a little break. So 2 minutes, I'll be right back. Oh, forgot. It's these ones. So, yes, game is back. Let's see what we can do this week. Guido Newberg expresses a dilemma to us in our meeting. I have to admit, as a German citizen and as a member of the resistance, I feel conflicted about this war. How can I feel conflicted about the war? It's simply wrong. I know, but hear me out. This war has the potential to be even more destructive than the Great War. Perhaps much more. Millions of lives lost all over the world. Which is why it's so wrong. And I agree, but still, the Wehrmacht has enjoyed such swift victories. Wouldn't it be better if they won quickly rather than getting bogged down in a protracted war with millions more dead on all sides? We can never wish victory for Hitler. Even if great numbers die fighting, just imagine all of Europe and Russia ruled by Hitler. If the rumors of the camps are true, what happens then? The room is silent. Morale goes down. Guido goes further up. Oops. We have 67 morale now. I did say 35 earlier. I don't know. But we need to make a lot of stuff now. We need to do a lot of things. Do we have paint? 3. Good. Let's go here. Collect donations. Who's the best for that job? I think you. Hey, you can... Oh. Propaganda needs to be up a lot. Although empathy could be 5. Gives us even more. Literacy also. Propaganda, I think we need more. Go. You're not the best one. Wow. Interesting. You are the best one. Go. Collect donations. What is this? By paint? Meet with conservatives. Ah. Well, that could be something for you. It is. Go. What is this? Meet a former unionist. One of the workers can go there. Hacker, worker. You? Yes, you're good with that. Go. And then, does anyone need to go to hiding? Seems not. Need to buy paint? Need to buy paper. Which one do you want? Not this one, you're not good with that. Or even worse. Buy paint. How much paper do we have? We have 5 stacks of paper. What is this? Help organizing a strike. Better. Write slogans on walls. Ah. They suck at that. Not good. Spread books. We don't have any. By paint. What are you? Convince forced laborers. To do what? You suck at that? You suck even more at that? I need to do some work. How much money do we have? 38. I think it's either or. This is 18 and this is... Wait, what was the other buying thingy here? Also 20. We can do either or. This is locked. It needs 40 money, which we don't have. Oh well. I think they have to paint something. Sad but true. Help organizing a strike. This work? Decent. Go. Red leaflets. We don't have them. We need to produce leaflets soon. Okay, that's it for the week. Do it. We lost 2 supporters, and we got 11 marks out of the rest of them. Okay, let's see. He meets with a former unionist. We got 4 more supporters. That's good. We made up for that. How much money do you make? 19. Decent. What's with the strike? Enforce it. Strike is over. The strike is a success and reaches many people in and outside the factory. That's good. Plus 12 supporters. I love it. We should do that more often. Also meets with a group of conservatives. Oh, that's good. So minus 6 morale. Plus 20 supporters. 20 more supporters. Wow, crazy. Bishop publicly attacks Anna's leadership for mass killings. Okay, cool. Wehrmacht victorious at Smolensk. And Reich labor service extended. Aha. 6 to 12 months for young women that must be completed in the service of the Wehrmacht. Okay. I feel like everyone around me is disappearing, says Volker Vries during tonight's meeting. I miss my brother. Your brother disappeared? Well, not exactly. He was drafted into the army, and just like that, he's gone. And so many other young men have been drafted too. At this rate, there won't be any young men left in Germany. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Make records disappear. Need money for that. Observe army activities. Basically something for you. Oh, you suck at it. Secrecy and heart. Maybe you? You suck even worse. There's something for you. But I don't want to put you there yet, so someone needs to collect money. Art and propaganda, not you. You? Yes, you go. You collect donations. Then smuggle books. The money's down. Books up. What is this? Meet an official. This may be something for you. Yes, you're good with that. Go. Party. No, not yet. Hiding? Nope. By paper. Are these 3 guys? Just forced labor. Who was the dream team last time? I don't remember. It was you and you? Yeah, but high danger. What about you and you? Better. Go. Spread leaflets, but we don't have them. Seal an army uniform. Observe army. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, he sucks. Shouldn't do that. What can you do? We have one more guy left. Anything you can do? Break into the factory. You're not good with that. You're literate. Can buy something. How much money do we have? 68. What do we need? The 3 paint and stack of paper. But we need paint more, I think. Oh, buy paper. Brilliant. That's it. Call it a week. Plus 3 supporters. But they donated 16 marks, the rest of them. That's cool. So let's see. A well-connected employee of the government who might be willing to helping us. The employee is unhappy with the direction of the regime. Cool. So one more. How much money? Yeah, there you go. 18. Great. What is this? Enforce it. Comes down. Very good. But he has been seen. Alright. Then let's see what happens here. 11 more supporters. That is great. Ah. Morale -1 only, and supporters +9. I can live with that. So, Great Britain and the Soviet Union signed trade treaty. Of course they do. And bombing raids on Germany. And travel in low season. German holiday resorts are so crowded that the management of German tourism calls on the population to travel in the low season if possible. Yes, we'll see. So, I hear the laughter before I enter the room. Volker Vries sits at the table and is telling a funny story about one of his neighbors. He always does such crazy things. One time, as the Nazis were marching past his house, he took a few rotten tomatoes and threw them at soldiers, shrieking, "Get out of my street, dirty Nazi swine!" He only stopped when he ran out of tomatoes. His wife could barely calm the Nazis down. Okay. You want to invite him to join us? Well, he's pretty reckless, the guy. His wife is the only reason he is not in prison. I'm not sure how much longer it will be before he has a real problem. If he needs a hideout or a new passport soon, we can help him. He really is a nice person. It would be terrible if something happened to him, answers Volker. Okay, let's see. Morale +5. That's cool. Oh. So, do we have anyone who needs to go to a hideout? No, it seems not at the moment. Very good. And you need to go pay me money again. You're good with that. Make an enormous amount of money. What is this? Make records disappear. Love and literacy. Let's see. Can you do that? No, you suck at that. What about you? Also suck. You? Suck even more. So, not yet. Danger is also too high. Red leaflets. We don't have them. Sadly. Missions. Missing painting. Okay. Can we paint something? Oh, we have 5 buckets. So, let's go. Who can do that? Strength and propaganda. That is you and... We need 2 at least, right? Yeah, I think so. You? No. Too much danger. You? Better. Well. Red herrings. You still have this one. Be something for you, actually. Oh, you suck at this. Really? What are you good for? I don't know yet. I'll suck at this. Red herrings is weird. What is this? Observe army activities. Make records disappear. We need to take a risk soon, I think. Have a party. Nope. Other books. Nope. Not yet, at least. Print leaflets is here. Huh. Investigate weapon delivery. It's expensive. Steal weapon. I think we should do this. Secret and hard. You. Suck at this? Why? Ah. You nevertheless go. Ah, we need 2. Oh. You? I take the bike. You don't have any bicycle. Just go. Read books which we don't have. By paper. Be you. Go. Still one quite literate guy with a lot of heart. Actually, wait, come back. Maybe you are better. Yeah, you are better. Actually, not so much better. Doesn't matter. Let's do something else then. First, and the other one gets this case. Come back. By paint 2. Write slogans. That's something for you too? Oh, but danger's high. Huh. We need to go shopping then, both of them. You go there. And we can't buy anything else. We have nothing to do for him. Where did I send him now? Paint. Yeah, come back. What are you? By paper? A party, and you are into hiding. No, nobody goes into hiding yet. I think those 2 need to paint slogans. That's all they need to do. But in which direction is the better one? Set up a hideout. That's cool. Costs 40 money though. Buy intel. Gain access to factory and break into the factory. I don't know why. But this one, print the leaflets, set up a workshop. I think we should do this then. Ow. Suck there. What about this corner? Ah. We should do this then. How good are they here? Yellow, but the risk is high. What is with the club? What is that good for? Oh, even worse. I think we should not. We should go somewhere else. Do this one then. It's also red. Ah, this is difficult. This is difficult. Missing stuff. What about this guy? Where's the freedom? Ah, missing an army and critical intel. Ah, okay. There are prerequisites like this. Okay. Well. We need an army uniform. Missing intel. Missing marks. How much? 40. Good. We need more. We need definitely more members. How can we get them? By intel sell books. A lot of stuff that we could do theoretically, but not in practice. I will send them paint somewhere, that's a fact. But where is now the big question? There they suck. What about here? As soon as it's yellow, I take it. I take this. Go. Just go. There's 3 supporters. I've got 19 marks. Let's see how this goes. Enforce it. And get is over. Morale +5. Cool. I like it. And +10 supporters. Even better. 8. Yes, you get money from them. 22. Even better. What happens here? Let's have the weapon delivery route. That is brilliant. Let's see. The noise of the air raid sirens wakes me up. It's pitch black outside. I can hear hurried footsteps rushing down the stairs. Put something on. I put on my coat and shoes and follow the white arrows along the staircase pointing the way to the air raid shelter. Take your time. Klaus and Hermann, the 2 teenagers left in our building, are standing in front of the fire door. Finally, Frau Herzog, it was high time. We were about to shut the door. Thanks for waiting for me. Hermann makes a grim face and writes my name on a list and opens the door. The boys follow me in. Look around. There are a number of people from our building. I recognize Klaus's mother, Hermann Holt, and his sister Elsbeth, as well as Hildegard Pietz, Hermann's mother. In a corner are the Obsts, a friendly elderly couple that lives on the ground floor. Take a seat. Good evening, I say, and take a seat next to Anne. Hildegard, sitting opposite us, waves to me. Klaus and Hermann close and lock the fire door. Herr Hitler, we are in charge of the shelter, says Hermann. If anyone is missing, raise a hand. Look around. No one raises a hand. Good, Hermann nods, and makes a note. Klaus stands next to him and makes a serious face. What's the situation? We are expecting a British bomber squadron, medium-sized, within the next half hour, says Hermann. Nothing will happen, says Hildegard. Our air defense will take them down. They'll never reach Berlin. What makes you so sure? The Führer said so in his last speech, says Hildegard. From today forward, not a single enemy plane will reach Berlin. That's what he said. I see. If you're so sure about that, why are you even in the shelter? Comments from Mrs. Obst from the corner. Are you questioning the Führer? Asks Hildegard. Calm it down. I'm sure Mrs. Obst is just as fond of the Führer as anyone here, I say. Since when are you trained air raid helpers? I ask the boys. 2 years now, says Hermann. I have been in training since May, says Klaus. Okay. Congratulate them. That must make you proud, I say. A loud bang interrupts our conversation. The room shakes and the lights go off. We were hit, yells Klaus. We were not hit. That was close, but not our building, says Hermann. Look around. I try to look around, but with the lights off, it's pitch black in here. A child, Elsbeth, is crying. A man whimpers. It's all right, everything is going to be fine, a woman's voice tries to comfort them. Move towards the whimpering man. Let's see who it is. I hold my hand in front of me and move slowly through the room towards the voice. Is everyone all right? Is anyone injured? Asks Hermann. Could someone find a light? A match is lit. I see concerned faces. Then it gets brighter. Klaus holds up a Hindenburg light. We weren't hit, says Hermann. But it was very close. Probably somewhere on our street. How do you know that? There was no debris and the shaking wasn't severe enough, says Hermann. Mrs. Obst is holding her husband in her arms, his face buried in her chest, trembling and whimpering. Can I help you? He can't stand the dark, says Mrs. Obst. He will be fine in a bit. Just give him time. I'm sorry. What kind of man is this? Says Hildegard, crying like a child. What kind of example does this set for our young people? Mrs. Obst holding her husband even tighter. Please calm down, Hildegard. I mean, really, what is this? Look at these boys. He points at Hermann and Klaus. They are children, yet they show more courage than you. Cowardly intellectual. What can you expect? Says Hildegard. Hildegard, please. Something flies through the room and hits Hildegard on the head. Ouch! Look at Mrs. Obst. Hildegard, Hildegard holds her hand to her head. On the ground next to her lies a tin can. Mrs. Opes is holding another can in her hand. It says, "One more word, you stupid cow, and you'll get this one too." Brot. So, basically, bread. Plateau talk. My husband served in the last great war you fool started. He brought this back from the front with him. What he left there was his soul, says Mrs. Opes. Listen to her more. So don't you tell me anything about courage, Mrs. No plane can make it to Berlin, or I swear to the Almighty you won't make it out of the shelter alive. Stay out of it. The loud impact of another explosion shakes the bunker. This one is even closer, says Anne. Yes, but still not our building, says Klaus. Everyone all right? Someone knocks at the door. Hello, says a voice from outside. Would you let us in, please? The bombers are incoming. Who is that? Asks Anne. I think I know, says Klaus. Who do you think it is? My guess, says Klaus, is Mr. Goodman. Your mother's right, let him in. Klaus walks to the door, but Hermann stops him. Hands off! I'll do it. He shoves the younger boy aside. Who's there? Hermann asks through the door. Would you mind open the door already? There might be another bomb dropping at any moment. This is Louis Goodman and Paula and Elias. Please let us in. It's really dangerous outside. The building down the road was hit, and the fire's spreading. Let them in, says Anne. Don't you hear what they are saying? They are our neighbors, for God's sake. Well, please open the door, boys. There's a family that needs shelter. No, I'm in charge for this bunker, says Hermann. It's my duty to stick to the rules, and the rules say the bunker is for Aryans only. Go away, he says, the last words loud, making sure the Goodmans can hear him on the other side of the heavy metal door. You will open this door now. Stop it, shouts Hildegard. My son is in charge here, and he is absolutely right. Jews are not allowed in the shelter. What you are doing is illegal. I will report you. Report me all you want, but let the family in. Something flies through the air and hits the wall next to Hermann's chest. I turn around to see Mrs. Opes ready with another tin can. The next one will hit you in the head. I'm really good at this, she says. You hear what she said, Hermann? Now, would someone please open the damn door, says Mrs. Opes. A tin can still aimed at Hermann. I could open it. No, Klaus, you go, says Anne. Her son stutters. What, me? They're Jews. We are not supposed to. Really, I could open it. Anne grabs her son and yells, You open that door. Now. Klaus slowly opens the bunker door, his eyes downcast. Look at Hermann and Hildegard. Hermann has taken a seat next to his mother. Both stare at the family of three entering the shelter. Thank you, says Paula Goodman. We know we are not allowed here, but we are terribly scared. It looks like the fire would reach our building, and Elias, he couldn't breathe because of the smoke. Her son looks pale. How are you now, Elias? He's much better now, says Paula. Thank you for letting us in, says Louis Goodman. I'm sure the decision wasn't easy. He looks at Hermann and Hildegard staring at the wall. And I know what you are risking right now. I wouldn't have asked if it wasn't for Elias. You'll be fine. Oh, stop it, says Mrs. Opes. You're human beings. So are we. Well, some of us at least. So of course we let you in. Wait. We spent the rest of the evening in silence. There are no further attacks, and soon enough we hear the all-clear signal. The Goodmans are the first ones to leave the bunker. Let's leave it. Hildegard stops him in the corridor and says, What happened here tonight was an outrage. Normally I'd turn you all in. All of you. She looks at Anne and Klaus, who are looking away. Why should you do that? Because what you did was against the law, says Hildegard. But since we are neighbors and we have known each other for such a long time, I look past it, she says. Just nod. But this was the first and last time. If I see any of you helping a Jew again, I will turn you in. You know where I work. You know who I know. Don't try me. Come on now, Hermann, says Hildegard, and I turn her on. You think she's serious? She means it. But she won't turn us in. That would make her own son look bad. After all, he was in charge of the bunker, and he was overthrown by an old woman. We laugh, even though there is nothing funny about this. End of the scene. So we need to find a shelter for them. Wow, morale up by 8. That's a lot. Support is +7. Also a lot. I like it. Let's see. So German companies can now recruit Spaniards. Okay, Narva and Novgorod captured. Narva and Novgorod. Ah, they are there. And Dutch cinema is forced to show movie. Not true for the next 12 months. Okay, whatever. So Roman Müller looks nervous during our meeting. I ask him if he's unwell. And he says, I just can't stop thinking about my family in Russia. Well, you have family in Russia? Yes, my grandfather came from there, and I still have an aunt and uncle and a few cousins there, he says. I've heard that the Wehrmacht's invasion is the largest in human history. I've heard terrible things about the fighting. I'm so worried. We are here for you. I'm so sorry, you must be terribly worried. Please know that we are all here for you. End of the scene. Morale +5. Roman +5 in checkpoint. Very good. So, let's see. Oh, Roman is upgrading. I think he should upgrade in propaganda. Yes, he should. Cool. So, we are... This is dangerous now. Steel weapons. See, what would happen if I sent you in? Would be extremely dangerous and extremely stupid. We do not do that. Observe army activity. How much money do we have? 73. Gain access to the factory for what? For secret, top secret information. Aha. Here's money, definitely, which you should collect. Go. Then we have parties. We have 2 parties. We don't need them now. The morale is like skyrocketing, luckily. Find a shelter for the good ones. We need 1 to 3 members for this. That is actually something for you. Go. Need more? Wow. That's only more dangerous. Also more dangerous. You just go. Ah. Yeah, just go. Good for the morale. So then we have 3 more tasks, it seems. Buy paper, buy medicine, and buy paint. 23 money, so we can buy one of them. And that's all we can do. Steel weapon. Stupid and suicidal and everything in between. Ah. There's nothing else we can do. What are you doing? You are finding the shelter. Maybe someone else should do this. You're also good with that. What about you? You're also good with that. And you? Suck at that. So you take it. Wait. Yeah, you take it. Go. Then, how's the shelter? Make more money or get more people. I'm not completely sure. This takes 50 of our marks. Well. How good are you with this? Suck. You? You suck too. But the only one who has an option to do this. Ah. Okay. But now we have more unlocked stuff. By intel. Cost 40. Set up a hideout. Cost 40. Smuggle books. We need money. We need money and we need it now. Make money here. I don't know. Money we can only make, it seems, through the stuff here. Red herrings. Kill those. Ah. Everyone sucks in this. But that will be the possibility to unlock this corner. Paint pocket. Paint. Missing a workshop. Also missing paint. I need paint. One needs to buy paint. You go. Not good with that. What about you? Also not good with that. Hey. You're decent. You're better. Go. You go and get this. Then we have 2 more people. Steal weapons. Is this a suicide mission? It is. Huh. Extreme danger, but there's nothing else they can do. Whatever, let's try it. Let's see what happens. I've never made a mission which is extreme danger before. Confirm, just go. Wow. There's 4 supporters. Marks plus 21. Okay, cool. I'm scared. So let's see. He finds a nice amount of money. He has 24. He goes to a shop and force it. 2 buckets. Okay, that's good. You find the hideout, hopefully, and force it. Goodness leaves. Okay. Basement is still intact. Good. Uh-oh, this is crazy. Honorable man. Knows where to get the kind of things that are hard to get. We got 1 weapon. But both have been seen. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's see. Who gets elected? Volker. Okay. Need to get him out. Protest against Athanasius succeeds. SS murders 14,000 civilians and Wehrmacht occupies Tallinn. Okay. During tonight's meeting, we discussed the war. Drummer Muller says maybe it will be shorter than we think. Not because the Allies are so powerful? Not exactly. What I'm thinking is that Hitler keeps attacking in all possible directions. Poland and France, but also Britain. And now he's invading Russia. Can the victories last? I hope you're right. Perhaps Hitler is overextending himself. But then we have to ask ourselves, what happens to Germany if he starts losing? We'll see. We have 1 in prison. We need to get him out. Here. What do we need for that? Secrecy. So it's you and someone else. Then it should be you. Oh. Wait a sec. You should go up in secrecy, actually. Can you join? Yes, you can confirm this, but... Oh, no. Because she's so high already. Who else? You? Better, but the risk is high. Danger's not so high. But we need 2 here. 2 people need to go. Just go. Aye, that's stupid. Someone needs to get money. Is that you? Yes, go. Can someone hide, please? We have money for hiding. Oh, we do! Oh, that's cool. Then come back, please. Who else can get money? You? You're the only one possible. Because you need to be in hiding. Go. And that's it for this week. Let's see. We lost 4 supporters already. But they donated the rest 23 marks, which is good. So our boss comes out again. What do we have here? How much money? Enforce it. First got the suspicion comes down. Cool, but he has been seen. So that is the next one who needs to go hiding. Enforce it. Workers free. They get out of the area as fast as they can. Peter was injured. Okay. Well, well. Supporters -4, but morale goes up by 20. Love it. French hostages executed. Okay. Jews forced to wear yellow badges and ghetto set up in Vilnius. Lithuania. Okay. During tonight's meeting, Hedwig Maus complains that she can't sleep. Sometimes I hear air raid sirens in my sleep, even when there are none. It's awful. I'm worried too, when will the next come? It seems the Allies are only increasing the frequency of their attacks, and you have to wonder how many other Germans feel the way we do. Is it possible for Hitler to lose popular support for this war if we feel the pain here at home? May indeed be true. I think you may be right, I say, but just imagine, what if the RAF and the Allies decided it was worth it to firebomb civilians? What will that mean to us? Let's end the scene. Morale -5. Okay, he's injured. Member injured. Members can get injured during missions. It means they are weakened. Might even die if injured again. They will get better over time, or you can heal them using a health pack. Okay, that's cool. How do I do this? I have a health. I don't have any health pack. Usually I always have health packs. Okay, but we have 2 who need to go in hiding. I think Volker is the first one. Go into hiding. What else can we do? Money. That will be you, maybe? No, you suck at that. What about you? You it is. We need all the money we can get. Buy paper. How much money do we have? 27. So one buying and the other 2 need to do something. Buy paper or buy paint. Paint is more important, I think. You need to do that. He sucks. Everyone sucks. Who sucks the least? I think him. Go. And the other 2 do what? They paint walls. Sure. Wow. Basically dangerous. It's a red area now. I don't know if it's good. I think the red is... Don't go there. What about here? Suck as well there. It's here. Get secret intel here. We can't make any more money. We need to do that. Just go. But which one? I think this one. Still an army uniform. Because of the uniform we need for many places. Let's go. Yeah, now everyone is busy. Good. Yes. We lost 4 supporters, which is not good. 22 marks. Okay. Let's see, how does the painting go? Uh-oh, enforce it. Fire seized. And 10 more supporters, very good. Paint more. Enforce it. Witness leaves, but are you seen? Yes, you are. I paint. Enforce it. We need the paint. Gets the paint. Very good. Someone's hiding. Nice. So -3 morale in total. +6 supporters. Okay, so Roosevelt fired at will. Okay. German troops conquer Schlüsselburg. Where's that? On Lake Ladoga. Ah! Ladoga. Yeah, that is close to what is known as St. Petersburg. And premiere of the movie Annalie short story of a life. Ah. During a break in our meeting, Gordon Newberg pulls me aside. Something has happened. This could be big for us. What happened? I was approached by someone near my apartment. And they claim to be with the British Secret Service. They want to work with us. Oh, this is huge. That's amazing, I say. With the help of the Secret Service, we could really do some damage. Okay, they need our help. I don't know how, though. Anyone needs... Oh, shoot, you are also injured now. And you need hiding. Many people are injured. Of course, that time when I do not have any medicines, everyone gets injured. Stupid. Deliver it for Secret Service with extreme danger. There are basically only 2 people who can do this. It's you and you. But the danger is too high. Not yet. Money. Make money. What about you? Can you make money? Or maybe you can send someone of the injured there. You do this already. You're going to hiding. Yeah, you are good with that. Go. Could paint something. Do we have buckets of... Wow, we have. Brilliant. This is now like this. We don't have enough money. Well. That could be for you and you. But the danger is very high. How about you and you? Danger is again high. Danger is immense. I think we should hold back with that. But we need to support us, though. How much money do we have? 17. There's no pharmacy available or nothing. There's a pharmacy available. Alright. Oh. We're good with that. Maybe? Suck. You suck more. Suck not so much, but you're dangerous. So go. And the other 2 can paint. Definitely 2 should paint, which is you and you. Go. I know it's very dangerous, but it doesn't matter. Just go. We need the supporters. We need the money. Yes, let's see what happens. There's 4 supporters. Ah, Guido recovered from his wounds. This is good. The supporters donated 24 marks. Even better. Yes, enforce it. With the sleeves. Very good. Nice. Has been seen, though. How much money? Well, 19. Better than nothing. How does the painting go? I'm scared. 10 supporters. That's great. Someone has been in a hideout. Very good. +7 morale and +6 supporters. That is great. So, Kettle passes Communist decree. Wehrmacht takes Kiev. And donate for our troops. Of course they want the donations. So, Gunnar Nubex enters the room and looks very excited about something. He smiles at us and says, "Do you remember how the Secret Service contacted us?" Yes, I do. Is anything new? Yes, they have a task for us if we aren't interested. What task do you mean? They want us to deliver correspondence to a few places in Berlin. You know what it's about? I don't know what is in the letters, but I think we should use every opportunity to prevent a Nazi victory. Sure, we do it. We'll do it. I hope it helps the morale. Yes, we do it. Game is stuck. Hello? End of scene. Ah, okay. Huh. +5 morale. The morale is high as never before. This is great. So, 2 people who need to go into hiding. You need to go into hiding. Let's send the boss. More important, she can always break someone out. What is this? Steal a weapon. Still extreme danger. Buy paper. Get money. Someone gets money. Who is... You? Yes, you do that. Then, 20 money. How much paint do we have? Not any. We need to buy paint. Let's do it. Someone needs to buy paint. It's actually you, I think. No, you suck at that. You also suck at that. You do that. And then delivery for Secret Service with extreme risk. Need 2 members for that. Oh my, if you die there... Wow. Doesn't work. What about here? Also not worth it. Wait a second, can we... Wait. Inventory. Can we use this medicine on her? We can. Okay, cool. Brilliant. Then she can do whatever she wants. Let's do the delivery. You and you just go. Brilliant. Yes. So we lost 4 supporters. They donated 26 marks. Okay. Let's see. Do we get paint? These? Yes, 2. Good. Money? Enforce it. Ah. Haha, 20. Very good. And then, take the package. Just been seen. We have 1 critical intel. Morale goes up. You have been hiding. Very good. The sky is grey as I walk down the Place de la Concorde. It has been 5 years since my last visit to Paris. 5 eventful years. Years in which the face of Europe was deeply scarred. Let's look around. One sign of change is visible from afar. Giant swastika flags on the facade of the Hotel Le Meurice. Check the address. I look at the crumpled note that Falk gave me in Berlin. According to the message, the meeting point is in a side street behind the hotel. Let's continue there. All this walking has made me hungry, and I wonder if they will have food there, or if I should get something on the way. There's a bakery nearby. Enter the bakery. Let's see what is there. It's a small place that smells of freshly baked pastry. There is a line of people in front of me. Get in line. It's finally my turn. I point at a croissant and say, "S'il vous plaît," in my broken French, and fish a few coins out of my pocket. When the bakery assistant hears my German accent, her expression darkens. Smile. I give her a friendly smile. All conversation in the bakery stop. Silently, she takes my money, hands me a paper bag with my croissant, and turns to the next customer. Say thank you and wish her a nice day. I try to say goodbye as politely as I can, but she doesn't react. Okay, take it and leave. Back on the street, I eat the croissant and think about people's reaction when they heard my German accent. They seemed scared and angry at the same time, but can I blame them? Will the world ever be able to forgive us? If this war ever ends, will anyone ever be able to look at Germany again without seeing the crimes and atrocities committed in our name? Take a detour. I take a little detour to see what has changed since I was here the last time. On first glance, it seems not much, but look around. The Rue de Rivoli looks almost like it did 5 years ago. Women with fashionable hats and opera coats, elegant men in suits, as if everyone was on their way to a grand dinner party. Even the German soldiers strolling in 2 by 2, looking at the shop window, almost fit in. Look at the shop windows. When I look at the shop windows, I realize that there is at least one thing that has changed since my last visit. While they are lovingly decorated, there's almost nothing beyond the decoration. All these attractive shops have nothing to sell. Let's go to the meeting point. I turn the corner into a small side street of the Rue de Rivoli. The wooden door looks unmarkable. Someone has written "Fermé" closed on it with chalk. I check Falk's note. Yes, this must be the place. Let's look around. I look left and right. There seems to be no one. Knock at the door. Knock. Long break. Knock, knock, knock. Long break. Knock. The signal Falk taught me. After a moment, a small window in the door opens and a pair of eyes looks at me from the other side. Que voulez-vous, madame? Falk sends me. I can hear whispered discussion behind the door before it finally opens. It's dark inside and I can't see anyone or anything. Come in quickly, says a female voice. Let's enter. From what I can tell, a man and a woman lead me through winding corridors into a vaulted cellar. Empty shelves on the walls look like they were previously used to store something. Let's look around. There is a printing machine, similar to the one we have in Berlin, and an open crate filled with swords and rifles. In the center of all of it sits a young woman, pointing a gun at me. Who are you? She asks. Falk sent me. I'm here to meet someone called Fritz. She nods and lowers the gun. George, it's for you. From a dark corner, a man enters. He's wearing sturdy worker's clothes. I met this man 5 years ago. Despite the poor lighting, and despite the fact that he looks very different without his fine suit, I recognize him instantly. Do I know you? He asks. Yes. Which is the right answer? Let's see. Your name is George, I believe. We met 5 years ago. Oh, right. You were a friend of Claire's and of those communists, Hannah and Richard, weren't you? Poor Richard. Foreseeable, but still very sad. How's it going? Wait. What do you mean, poor Richard? Haven't you heard? They killed him in Spain. His own people shot him in a Stalinist purge. I didn't understand how Hannah can still work with him. They were a couple once. I had no idea. So you're here to meet Fritz? Falk told me to meet him here. He's in Paris, but not here. He would be insane to be seen with the resistance, but Claire can bring you to him. Claire? A dark-haired woman enters. Good to see you. Yeah. We have to meet Fritz in a bar the Germans like. We can get there underground. Just follow me, she says. How are you? How are things? We can talk on the way, she says. All right, let's go. Claire leads the way. It seems like the cellars of Paris are all connected by a maze of tunnels. How's life when you're under occupation? It's bad, she says. Paris was always a place of refuge for people from all over Europe escaping fascism in their own countries. When the Germans came, they had to flee again. Whoever stayed collaborated or went underground. How do the Germans treat you? They treat us poorly, she says. The Germans have arrested thousands since the start of the occupation. No one knows where they've taken them, or if they are still alive. They make sure that no one feels safe. It's what they did in Germany as well. This is it, says Claire. We enter a small bar from the basement. The place is empty except for a few German soldiers sitting in a corner. Wait here, says Claire, and disappears to talk to the bartender. Let's look around. The soldiers shout for the waiter and order more drinks in German. The table is filled with empty bottles. Claire returns and points at the small door close to the bar. Your meeting is in there. See you later, she says. Let's enter. I enter a small room. Once my eyes get used to the darkness, I can see a table. A man wearing a German officer's uniform sits at one side and gestures for me to take a seat. You must be Fritz, I say, but the officer puts a finger to his lips. No names, he says. I have heard about you and your group. What you're doing is important right now, but people like you might become even more important in the future, he says. In the future? Fighting the regime is important right now, but there will be a time after the Nazis, a new Germany, once Hitler and his boss of criminals are gone. What will this Germany look like? What do you mean? What I mean is, who will govern it? How will it be governed? These are important questions, he says. Are you sure those are the most important questions right now? No offense, but it sounds to me like counting chickens before they hatch, I say. Sure, he says. At this very moment, Hitler's troops form a line from Leningrad to Madrid. But what seems like strength will soon become their weakness. How so? The troops are scattered, too far apart. Germany was better armed than the rest of the world expected, but at the end of the day, it's still only a mid-sized country. What about the Axis? Hitler's allies are megalomaniacs, just like him. They won't save the day either. Italy's dream of the Mediterranean is Mare Nostrum? Oh, come on, he snorts. Let's listen. We have already seen the peak of Germany's power. From now on, things can only go downhill for the Reich. But there's still a problem. He takes a sip of his glass. What problem? If we want to stop the Nazis from the inside, we need the help of the military. There's no way around the coup. But most generals are still loyal to Hitler, even though they can see that he is leading the country into catastrophe, he says. If they see that, why don't they stop him? Misplaced loyalty, opportunism, fear of what might come after the Nazis. Don't forget, many of these high-ranking military men might not be full-blown Nazis, but they have benefited richly from the regime, he says. Of course they have. Yes, he agrees. We do need them, though. That being said, most of them are no Democrats. They'd rather have another dictatorship than something like Weimar again. So, what do you want? I want the Nazis gone, and I don't want them to be replaced by another autocrat. That's why I would also like to prevent Germany from being governed by Russia when we lose the war. Living under Stalin is not a desirable future either, he says. I understand. So we, our circle, would like to collaborate with your group, but you need to stay away from the Soviets, he says. Okay, what can I do to help? At the moment, not much, I guess. Continue your work, but things might change soon, and then you should be ready to act one way or the other. With that, Fritz stands up and shakes my hand. Thank you for coming all this way, he says. You will hear from me, from us. Oh, let's look for Claire. I found Claire at the bar. How was the meeting, she asks. Do you trust him? She shrugs. I trust him enough to organize these kinds of meetings. She takes me back to the train station. We say goodbye and wish each other the best. Let's travel back. On the train, I think about the meeting. Is Fritz right about the peak of Hitler's power being behind us? And if so, what does that mean? Are we in the middle of this war or close to the end already? And what is this circle? If the network that Fritz hinted at, if that circle exists, if there really are that many people in high places willing to overthrow Hitler, why don't they just do it then? Yeah, why don't they just stop him? Why are they letting all those atrocities happen? How many people have to suffer and die before this all is over? Let's end the scene. So we have +8 morale, -4 supporters. That is what can happen. And I think now it's time again for a little break. So 2 minutes, actually make it 3, and I'll be right back. Amount of news now. Let's check. Let's check what the news are. So, Russian tank week in Britain. British workers show their solidarity with the USSR. Okay. German victory at Kiev. Okay. And Stalin agrees to the Atlantic Charter. Let's have the peace goals between USA and UK. Okay. Well, good way to join. During a short pause in our meeting tonight, Volker Vries talks to me for a moment. I saw the Riefenstahl film, the one about the Olympics. Ah. What do you think of the film? Well, you know that the director, Riefenstahl, is a Nazi, and although the film is obviously propaganda, you can see how it idolizes National Socialism. On the flip side, and it makes me sick to say it, it was a work of art, simply amazing cinematography. we separate the artist from the creation? What do we think of Riefenstahl? Can she make great art even if she works with the Nazis? Well, checkpoint, yeah, okay. So we have missions. A lot. By intel. With what? Oh, with money. Okay, do we have any? Oh, yes. Guido needs to go there. Guido needs to exile. Uh-oh. We have one who is in danger of being caught soon. I think I need him rather. Confirm. Someone needs to make money. Could be you. No, you suck. And it's you again. You're the best. What about you? You're not so good. Oh, you could actually go. Yeah, you go. What else do we have here? Steal weapon. Secrecy. Extreme danger. Oh, well. My medicine, we could do that. What happens if we steal the weapon? I don't know. He's getting money. He's going into hiding. There's 3 more people. 60 marks. This doesn't require anything except for those secrecy requirements. You two go. And someone needs to buy medicine. That is you. Confirm. Just go. Yes. So we lost 4 supporters. Our supporters donated 24 marks. Very good. Let's see. Did we get the weapon? Yes? Yes. Hedwig thinks she has been seen. That means she is arrested. How much money do we get? 20. Okay, cool. We got 1 med kit. Enforce it. I hope it was not him who was going to be arrested. Someone's in hiding. It's him. Very good. Uh-oh, someone is arrested. Oh, damn it. Ah, again. We need... Hedwig Maus has been arrested. Yeah, -18 and -4 supporters, so we need to get her out. Mass murder of Jewish population Kiev. Okay. 33,771 people. Sick. Bombing of Hamburg. Yes. 85 tons of bombs. Battle of Moscow begins. 2,400 tanks. Alright. During our meeting, Guido Newberg repeats the terrible rumors he heard from a colleague at work. He told me that the concentration camps are nothing but enormous execution sites. Thousands of innocent people are waiting there to be killed. Where do they get this information? I know this person. He wouldn't invent such things. He heard it from a family member who works in one of these camps. How do they manage to hide this reality? I ask myself the same question. We have to doff our hats to the Nazi propaganda machine. It turns people into monsters without them necessarily knowing it. We must spread this information. Yes, we could share the truth with others and show the real face of the Nazis, agrees Guido. Okay, that's cool. Rama is 5. Monica +5. Everyone +5. +5. +5. Checkpoint. Alright. So, we need to break our guy out. Urgently. You need to hide, by the way. You need to hide urgently. Go. Who can do this? Secret people. Oh, shoot. Almost secretive people are in prison. It's very dangerous, but let's go. Then, by paper. Oh, get money. Somebody needs to get money. You are good with that. Go. How much money do we have? 20. We have 2 rifles. I don't know for what. I think we'll figure that out soon. Spread books. We don't have any. This is still red. Still an army uniform. This is extreme danger. Doesn't matter. We need to call it here. That's all we can do. We lost 4 supporters again. But we got 23 marks, which is good. Alright. You are safer. Monies, yes. How much? 25, I love it. Do we get him out? Enforce it. Police are leaving. Cool. And nobody was seen even. I love it. Plus 10 morale, -4 supporters. So we need more supporters, that's a fact. Women and children evacuated from Moscow. Okay. And Hitler says civilian units defeated. Never. Snowfall in Moscow. The winter starts. Now it starts to be problematic. I can clearly see that Guido Nubek's angry when he comes into the meeting. Something on your mind? To hell with Hitler. Damn the Nazis and the goose-stepping stooges. I can't believe we've all been dragged into this war. A curse on anyone who fights on their behalf. Volker Vries shoots up from his chair. Stop right there. Let's all remain calm, shall we? No one pays any attention to me. Volker continues. I hate the Nazis just as much as anyone. But when you curse everyone in the army, you're cursing innocent men who were forced to fight. They are our fathers, our sons, our brothers. Innocent, yells Guido. They're killing innocent men and women all over Europe. For what? He has a point. Guido has a point. If you pick up a gun in the name of the Nazis, what does that say about you? I'm not going to hate my own family because they were forced to join. And no one in this room can question my commitment to the cause. He walks out of the meeting. Alright. Well, that is sad. But he walks out. So now we have one who needs to hide immediately. You go there. How much money do we have left? 38. That means we can buy paint. How much paint do we have? 2. That is not enough to paint. We need 3 buckets at least. Yes, I knew it. Let's buy paint. Art and intellectuality. That could be you. Am I good with that? Go. You are upgrading. Strength is maxed. Let's widen his secrecy skills. Definitely. Then he will be a good breaker once he is better. Let's make some money. That could be you actually again? No. You? Yes, you can do that. Go. And then we have one more mission, 2 more missions. Medicine or weapons. Actually, I take you back from them. Put you there. No, can't. Can I put you there? You're also good. We need all the money we can. Oh, that's all we have left. How bad are you with this? You suck big time. Well, then not. The paint we need the money. What are you doing? You're buying paint. Can anyone else buy paint? What about you? You're also okay with that? Can you two then do this? Yeah, but at what price? The price is high. You're hiding? Well. And paint we definitely need. We need more supporters. What if you come out of hiding? You are very secretive. If I throw you here. Steel weapon, and it's already maxed. Ah. 2 required. Ah, can't take you. You and you. Success, but the mission is too risky. What are you by paper? With what? By paper. And for what? Because we have paper already, but we don't have any printing machine. Cost 60. We need paint. We need a ton of paint. We need 3 secret thingies. Yeah, we will never do that, I think. With the circle. 3 what? Intel. Ah, okay. 3 Intel. Buy Intel. Costs 40 money though. Can do that. With heart and intellect. Could be you. But very dangerous. You don't have heart, but your intellect sucks. Ah. Willing to trade the information for cash. How much do we get out of it? 1 to 2. Or 4. You get 1 of 4. Okay, let's cancel this. This is only good for morale, which we don't need. Is anyone here able to steal a weapon? Already through the roof. Make money. Let's take him also out again. Oh, this is complicated. This is complicated. Let's put him... her. They are succeeding, but the danger is very high. And we have 2 weapons already. I do not know what we do with those. Smuggle books. Someone needs to make money. Someone really needs to make money. What about you? Go there. Well, well. What are you? Gain access to a factory. Secret and strong. Let's see. Could be you. And you? Let's do it. And... wow, this is crazy. You can do nothing. Okay, let's not do it. It's 40 marks. Expensive. You can only buy stuff. Also 40. This could be something for observe army. Okay. Secret with heart. Something for you. You're the best one. Go. Hiya, Pretorista. Yeah, well, let's send them there. Send them there. Just because we can. We're out of money, though. We need the paint. That is most important. So, we lost 4 supporters. Donated 22 marks. That's cool. Let's hope not too many people get arrested this time. 19 only. Wow. Great. Here's the paint. Uh-oh. Enforce it. Alright. And then we have the weapon. What has been seen? Okay, nobody got arrested. Very good. So, get to Chernovci. Okay, Romanian town. Okay. The command to deport head of the German Ordnungspolizei, Kurt Dalusch, signs the first order to deport German Jews to the occupied Eastern European territories. And Moscow under siege. Yes, that sounds scary. You know what, says Volker Vries during our meeting. You never see private cars anymore on the streets in Berlin. The trains are still running, of course, but far fewer automobiles. Yes, I noticed that too. It's the fuel rationing, says Hannah Arendt. Fuel has to be saved for the war effort instead of private use. It's too expensive now. We're all feeling the effects of the war, even the drivers. Yeah. No effect on the morale? Can we send something to hiding? We have 2 now, we need that. We can paint some stuff. Then we get more supporters. That is very important. Here we have been. Here we have been. The only thing we don't have here is the money. But we have paint though, which is nice. Slogan and heart. Could be actually you. And maybe you? Dangerous. But better than nothing. Do I have enough money to send someone by paint? I think so. Could be you. Many? Gets 2 or 4. Why does he only get 2 or 4? You can't go. 1 to 2 or 4. Wow. It's definitely not enough. What about you? I'll put you there. Then it's you. We are okay with 2. Money. Someone needs to take care of the money. Could be you again. No, you can't. You suck. You are good. Go. And then buy paper. For what? Buy medicine. We have medicine. We have medicine. We need the paper though. Could be. Let's buy some paper. Why not? Go there. Or can you hide even? I think we don't have enough money for hiding. No, we are 1 mark short. Ah, you go there then. Doesn't matter. So, let's call it a week. Let's see, we lost 4 supporters. Our supporters donated 21 marks. That's good. Alright. Enforce it. Next day many people notice them. And we get 11 more supporters. That's good. Was injured and thinks she has been seen. Right. So, enforce it. As a witness. Successful. 22 monies. Very well done. So, do you get paint? Enforce it. Everything we have to enforce. Nothing goes by itself. 2 paint. Fair enough. And you return with money. With paper. Okay, and she has been seen. And someone is arrested again. Oh no. Here we go again. We waste some time on getting some... Oh, 2 have been arrested. Okay, bombs on Bremen. Wehrmacht conquers Vyazma and Bryansk, and German police units shoot thousands of hostages. Our group gets smaller. Guido Newberg tells us about an old Jewish couple living in the same house with him. They received a deportation letter. They must leave Germany soon, and they are desperate. They are Germans and have spent their whole life here. What are they going to do? I've known them for ages, says Guido Nowak. They are such sweet people and good neighbors. They don't deserve this. Ah. Keep resisting. I just feel so powerless, says Guido. Or not. Morale -5, okay. Well, I think the morale has gone down a lot anyway. Yes, because everyone is arrested. We have 2 people now who are not on the edge of being arrested in order to get someone out, but... Wait a sec. Use this on you. Thank you. Can you go? Yes. Extreme danger, but it could work. Go. Then we need more paint. I think. How much money do we have? 52. Someone could go to hiding. Ooh. They have these 2 arrested. Why would someone go into hiding? Someone needs to make money. You. Do your best. Go. We lost 4 supporters, and 1 died in custody. Oh no. Our supporters donated 23 marks. Oh well. Let's hope we got the other one out. Enforce it. Witness leaves. Okay, cool. 15 only. Wow, it gets cheaper and cheaper. Enforce. Again, she was injured. Okay. And again, someone is arrested. Oh no. Let's see who. The boss. They come at the crack of dawn. This time, they don't wait for me to open the door for them, but kick it in violently. Try to escape. I tried to push myself past the men and run away, but they grab hold of me and throw me on the ground. Get off me! Get off me! Men laugh and hold me down. They tear open all the drawers, throw the contents on the floor and knock over the cupboards. I hear them smashing dishes in the kitchen. They come back to me. Are you done now? He slaps me in the face. Shut up, you pig, he says. You are coming with us. 2 men grab me from behind and push me out of the door. As they drag me down the stairs, they continue to punch me. I try to stay conscious. But the moment they throw me in the car, everything goes dark. When I wake up, I'm in cell. Every part of my body hurts. Let's wait. The door opens and they take me to an interrogation room. They tie me to a chair and someone rips off my shirt. We know that you are a spy. If you tell us immediately who you are working with, this will be less painful for you. I've no idea what you're talking about. Liar, he shouts. A hissing noise. Something slices my back open. It burns. Hissing noise again. It hurts, burns. The wounds feel raw. Ha. I don't know what you're talking about. I can do this all day, he says. He continues to whip me until I lose consciousness. I wake up back in the cell. Let's sleep. I try to rest, but now that I am back to consciousness, I can feel every hurting inch of my body again. There is no position in which the pain is not unbearable. Let's wait. Fighting the pain, I cower in the dark cell until they come for me, which they do, always, again and again. Let's follow. I lose track of time, the number of days and the number of times they bring me to that windowless room where my torturer waits for me. I think of my loved ones, my friends, of my mother who adores me. I think of the good things, the good times, back then when they still existed. Let's hang in there. Herzog, get up. They hand me the clothes. I arrive in and send me off. In October 1941, the regime began to deport thousands of Jews to the east and killing them there. Despite these crimes, and although it quickly became apparent Germany would no longer be able to win the war, most Germans still supported Hitler and his regime, enabling them to continue their war of annihilation. Your leadership is strong and stable, and your group has recruited and retained enough supporters that it can persist during the darkest of times. So this is the end of chapter 3. We survived it, it seems. Well. Where are we going? We survived at least. That is already good news.
Thousands of Jews were deported to the east. Trains departed daily. We didn't know for sure what happened to them, but the rumors we heard were terrible. Little did we know that the truth was so much worse.
Yeah.
After a series of German victories, the Allies began to fight back. German cities were regularly attacked and destroyed by Allied bombers. In the winter of 1942, the Wehrmacht lost more than 300,000 soldiers at Stalingrad. The majority were killed, not just by bullets, but by cold and hunger too. The rest were captured. Many of us thought that the war was now over. But it wasn't over.
Nope.
Even though the Wehrmacht had been on retreat for 2 full years, the regime had not given up. On the contrary, The weaker they were, the more aggressive and ruthless they became.
All right. Chapter 4, the collapse. Yes, survive. How do we survive this? December 1944. Right, the 5th year of the war and Germany is losing. Our cities lie in ruins. The Wehrmacht is in retreat, but the regime has not yet been defeated. Weakened, it is now more aggressive than ever, and rumors of unspeakable atrocities reach us from the east. We lost most of our supporters. Many died in combat or gave up. But we won't stop resisting. We mustn't. One final push and the horrors will be over. That's what we hope, at least. So, Battle of the Bulge begins. German troops starting a massive counteroffensive at the West Front. Okay, Churchill supports the Soviets. Huh? A new military award, the Warsaw Shield. Hitler plans to award soldiers who fought in the Warsaw Uprising. Okay. Someone is dead. Members are laughing and cheering when I enter the room. Is there something to celebrate? Yes, Roman Muller smiles. My daughter was born last night. Happy and healthy. Let's offer him a present, says Volker. I'm sure you are in need of some coal and food. No, really, that's not necessary. Well, actually, we would appreciate it, says Roman. Give, what is it? December. Give him coal. Thank you so much, says Roman. Okay. Coal -2. I don't know what coal is good for. Yeah, we figured that out. So, do we have any medicine? We have an army uniform, though. We have coal. We have fake passport. We have 4 people only. By paper, meet a friend. Contact a social democrat. Contact a priest. Meet a friend. And buy paint. What are these? Observe arm activities. Find a new member. Oh, that is important. That needs to be done. Love and secrecy. You go. What else? Ah. Cost 40 monies. Wow. Then meet a friend. Could be you. Oops. Not good. You? Yes, go. What is this? Contact a social democrat. You go. Not good. You go. Better. But also not good. Let's see if any of the other missions fit better. Contact a priest. Is that something for you? No. You. Yes, go. Observe army activities. Would be good. And love. Can you do that? No, not really. You're not good for anything at the moment. Need a friend. Do it. Maybe not. Even worse there. Only one thing that you are somehow good with, and that is meeting a friend. Just go. Brilliant. Let's call it. 5 people are still supporting us. Wow. Okay, and they donated 2 marks. Well, well. Let's see. Dedicated supporters. We have 3 candidates. I want them all. The one who died is our strongest guy. Was our strongest guy. I think we need... Actually, you are good with propaganda. Propaganda and hard. Let's take you. I don't know if it's a good choice, but we'll see. Yes, you get 1 supporter. Very good. 1 supporter. And you get what? 3 supporters. That's even better. It is December 24th, 1944, and despite the fact that the world has been turned into a hellscape, it is still Christmas Eve. My neighbor, Ann Manholt, has asked me to join them for Christmas at their place. Let's bring something to eat. Why not? I decide to bring the pound of wrinkly apples I snacked at the black market. The Manholts have had a tough year. Volker Manholt was killed in Stalingrad, leaving his wife and 2 kids behind. Let's go there. I knock at the door and Mrs. Manholt opens. Frau Herzog, come in. Mr. and Mrs. Obst are in the living room. I still need a moment in the kitchen. Give her the apples. I hand her the apples. It's not much, but I brought you this. Thank you, this is perfect. Let's go inside. The Obsts, a friendly older couple who live on the first floor, are already there, while Elspeth, the Manholt's daughter, decorates the trees. Let's look around. The Christmas tree is a short, skinny thing that's more brown than green and looks like it will collapse any moment under the weight of the decoration and candles Elspeth has hung. Let's hope there won't be any air raid sirens tonight, says Mr. Obst. You never know. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present you roast meat a la Anne. She enters and puts a steaming dish on the table. Elspeth stops decorating and takes a seat at the table. Just applaud the food. It looks and smells delicious, thank you. Take roast meat made from cabbage, porridge, and thin slices of sausage. Those are the meaty bits, says Anne. I hope you will enjoy it. Sure, but Chet, I learned that the couple used to be humanities professors at the university, but both had been convinced to retire earlier than we had hoped, as Mrs. Obst put it. After dinner, Elspeth sings Christmas carols before she opens her presents. I've one for Klaus, says Elspeth. Will you open it for him, Mama? I realize for the first time that Elspeth's older brother isn't here. Where's your brother? Where's Klaus, I ask. He's a hero now. He's fighting the Bolsheviks, says Elspeth. Shut up, says her mother. Isn't he too young? How old is he? I ask. 16. That's the new recruitment age. He received a brief training and was then immediately shipped off to Poland. How's that even legal? Criminals, says Mrs. Obst. Bloody criminals, sending children to fight a lost war. Will you be quiet now, Baltraud? You don't know what you're saying. You'll get us all arrested, says Mr. Obst. I'm on your side. You're not wrong, but your husband has a point. You should be careful what you say to people these days, I say. Oh, come on, we are all friends here, are we not? Says Mrs. Obst. Sure, let's stay a little longer. Now on to dessert and drinks, says Mrs. Manholt, and returns from the kitchen with a cake. There's a knock on the door. Who is that? You're not wrong, but you're... Wait, are you expecting anyone? I ask. No. Elspeth, can you open the door, please? 3 men enter the room. They are wearing Wehrmacht uniforms and the silver chains around their neck signal that they are with the military police, Kettenhunde, chain dogs, as they call them. Find out what they want. Little, are you Ann Manholt, mother of Klaus Manholt? Yes, that's me, says Mrs. Manholt. Is Klaus here, or do you know where he is? Asks the officer. His 2 companions walk through the room and poke around every corner. Keep out of the discussion for now. Klaus is fighting at the front, says Anne. No, he's not. That's why we are here. Are there any more rooms? One of his companions steps to the table. Who are you people? Let's be neighbors. Show me your papers. Where's your husband, Mrs. Manholt? He died at Stalingrad. Okay, show him passport. The soldier checks my passport and hands it back to me. When he is done, he points at the candles on the Christmas tree and says, blow out those candles. Why? But why, I ask? Christmas lighting is banned this year. Too great a danger of affecting enemy planes. But we close the curtain, says Elspeth. It can't be seen from the outside. Shush, Elspeth, says Mrs. Manholt. It is also waste of critical resources. Blow them out or we have to find you. Stay out of it. It's fine, says Mrs. Manholt, who blows out the candles and takes them off the tree. The room is empty, says the officer, who had been searching another room. Keep watching. If your son contacts you, you must inform us immediately. Hiding or assisting a deserter will be punished severely. Heil Hitler, he salutes. Oh, and Merry Christmas. Let's discuss what just happened. Nothing is sacred to these people, not even Christmas Eve, I say. Barbarians, says Mrs. Obst. They won't ruin our Christmas, says Anne. Let's have cake. I'll stay for cake. We don't dare to put the candles back on the tree, but we light one candle on the table and eat the cake, unmade from porridge and margarine. What a bunch of pigs, says Mrs. Obst, breaking the silence, intruding into the homes of good people, chasing children, prohibiting Christmas lights. Oh, Germany, what has become of you? Ask about Klaus. I've no idea where he is, says Anne. I can only hope he is safe. Wherever he is, says Mrs. Obst, he's safer here than at the front right now. All I've heard is that it's a bloodbath. Altraut, says Mr. Obst. But it's true. It's not. It's time to go home. I thank Anna and Elspeth and say good night to the Obsts before I go back to my apartment. Let's sleep. So, in my dreams, children dressed as soldiers fight at the front, and chain dogs attack Christmas trees. There is a knock at the door. Herzog, open up, please. It's Anne. Open the door. Mrs. Manhold is wearing a nightgown. A boy in a Wehrmacht uniform stands beside her. It's Klaus, her son, who's supposed to be fighting at the front right now. Can you help him, please? He can't stay with us. They will look here first. Sure, help him. Okay, come in, Klaus. And you go back to your daughter. I'll take care of him. Let's end the scene. Yes, -1 morale and by a +5 supporters. Okay. Let's see where we go. So, successful resistance. Danish resistance fighters destroy German factory. Ethiopia becomes independent and bombing Cologne. Cologne is bombed by British planes. 25th of December 1944. Hedwig Maus shares her idea with us. I'm working in a hospital now, so I have the opportunity to provide us with medicine. What do you think? Sure, do it. Is this who we have become? People who steal medicine from other people who desperately need it? From children and the elderly, says Guido Novak. They're Nazi soldiers, says Hedwig. Who were drafted. Whether they wanted it or not, says Guido. We need these drugs, we have to do it. Guido, I understand your point, but we need those medications. We have no choice, really, I say. Guido shakes his head, but doesn't say a word. Alright. Guido's -5. Okay, fair enough. Let's see. I wish we had one more guy. Ah, yes, we can't. What is this? Hi, Klaus. Oh, very important. Secret and hard. That means that it's your job. Go. Oh, is it? Eh? How many do we need here? Needs 2 people. Okay, fair enough. So you and... I think it's you. A definite success. Preparation is the best. What if it's you? Could also be. If it's you, it's high enough. Let's send him. Confirm. What else can we do? Observe army activities. Secret and hard. We don't have anyone with that now. Talk to workers. Art and propaganda. Someone should pick up some medicine, definitely. Steal medicine from sickbay. Yes, we need some of the strength. Okay, needs to be you then. Not enough. Wow, this sucks. This sucks. Needs what? One weapon? Let's see, marks. We need money. So we need supporters. Meet a former unionist. That is something someone needs to do. Oh, you suck at that. You go. Talk to Christian community. That could be actually you. You're not that good at that, but you're better than her. Go. And talk to workers. You are the only one able to do that. Let's see what happens. At least it's low danger, which is good. Let's call it a week. Ah, she recovered from her wounds, which is good. 10 people are still supporting, and they donated 3 marks. Very good. Let's see the details. Christian Church. Got 6 supporters. That is good. What do you get? I'm a unionist. 1 supporter. More supporters. What do you get? Hi, Klaus. Roman thinks he has been seen. I don't care. Morale plus 6 and supporters plus 11. It's good. So, Goebbels says everything is fine. Thus plans attack bridges and train lines near Bonn and more SS members. Alright. The 1st of January 1945. This is our opportunity, says Roman Muller. The intel would allow us to take out anti-aircraft guns. We can pass this information on the onto Brits, and they can launch a precision attack. We can do this. Exactly, that's what I've been saying, says Hedwig Maus. Sure, we want to see the Nazis lose the war, but those bombs hit our cities. They hit civilians, our families, our friends. They hit us, for Christ's sake. These anti-aircraft guns are defending us. You're right. We'll have to see. Okay. Sabotage them. I don't know how yet. But we need more supporters now. We need all the supporters we can get. Wow. Can we hide him? We can't. We don't have enough money. That is not good. That is not good. It reminds me of Attentat 1942 a little bit. Yes. Interestingly made Czech adventure. Yes, I've heard about that. I've heard about the game, if I remember. Maybe we have talked about it here. I don't remember. Loot destroyed buildings. Okay, can you do that? With you, I mean you. Not good with that. Are you better? Or you suck? You do that. How many does it need? 2. Okay, this is better. Go. No, don't go. I hope this is not... It has 18 weeks left. That is very good. But yeah, as I said, we need supporters now. That is the main activity. Contact the Social Democrat. You? Yes, go. Christian community. You? Very good, go. Talk to workers. You? You suck. You suck too. You don't suck. Do it. Alright. Then we need money. Black donations. Part of propaganda. You? Very good. And black more donations. Be you? Has to be you. Confirm. Everyone's busy. In 1945. Here we go. Yes. We lost 1 supporter. I hope we gain a lot. Our supporters donated 6 marks to our group. Yeah, we need a lot more. Money and people. Let's see. We have 22 more money. And 6 more supporters. And how much more money? Oh, 33 money. Thank you. That's absolutely good. And how many supporters? 7. Brilliant. We need more supporters, though. What happens with you? It's talking to a former Social Democrat. We have got 1 supporter, so morale goes up by 2 and decline. Wow, 13 more supporters. That is a lot. So, fight for Budapest, trigger alarm, and free Poland. I think we make 1 more week, and then we call it. Let's see. 8th of January 1945. If the Soviets ever reach Berlin, I don't know if there will be anything left for them to invade, says Roman Muller. We may just all kill each other first. How do you say that? Outside I saw a fight, certainly not the fight one. The first one I've seen, but this one was between 2 mothers, over food stamps. They just tore into each other as the kids watched. We must maintain our humanity. How terrible. The will to survive can bring out the worst in us. If we lose our humanity, we're doomed to a miserable existence. It's true. Morale -2. Not good. So let's see. More supporters. I know it is dangerous. Oh, I know it is dangerous, but we need to hide you. Can't. Can. How much money do we have? 76. Okay, someone goes to hiding. That's you. I wished I could prevent this, but I can't. We got more supporters now. Here, one. Christian community. Who was the best here? You, go. Here also someone. It's you, go. Where else can we get supporters here? Contact the forced laborer. That's already good. You? Also, nah. Okay, you go. And where else can we get supporters? I think this is all we can get. We need paint. Do we? I think not. Right, slogans on walls. Then we unlock these. Steel explosives. I don't know for what. What is this? What do we need for this? We need... I don't know. We gain 1 to 2 intel from this. Of 8 possible. Well, actually... Hey, you can... Wow. You can even get up with something. I think we max you out in empathy. No, we shouldn't. We should keep your propaganda up. So, No, not yet. We don't go there yet. Paint. How much paint do we have? None. Okay. Yeah, then collect money. Just go. You can do this. Great. Because money is all we need to collect now. Let's call it a week. We lost 2 supporters. We got 10 marks from them. Let's see. In detail? 7. Very good. How many? 8. Even better. How much money? Enforce it. I don't care. We need the money. Be successful. Very good. And has been seen. 22 money. Very good. And? Forced laborer. And you have been hiding. Cool. So -1 in morale and plus 14 supporters. We have a lot of supporters now. I like it. The most we have until now. And this is actually why I call it now. Yes, that is exactly why I call it. We are in chapter 4 now. I don't know how many chapters this has, but it seems to be quite at the end because we're already in the year 1945, and as we know, 1945 was the key year. So I assume now that this is the last chapter. And I guess we will finish this tomorrow. So tomorrow, around 1500 UTC, we will continue with Through the Darkest of Times, where we try to resist a little bit stronger. That's 4 chapters, yeah. Ending is in 1954. Yeah, but we are in chapter 4. Okay, well then, we have 9 more years to go. But nevertheless, I think we can finish this tomorrow. I'm not sure, but we will see. We will see that tomorrow at 1500 UTC. Please, thank you. Yeah. Wait. So, thank you very much for watching. Have a great Tuesday evening. Enjoy your Wednesday. Yeah, until tomorrow, 1500 UTC. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay out of trouble. I hope to see you soon again. And bye.